Alex, join. Okay, so we're doing the Spotify rap party.
Should I turn my?
We're gonna see. I don't know. It's gonna give it a couple of words and test how compatible each of us are.
We will
with each
not
other.
be compatible.
We'll see.
I will not be compatible.
By the way, this is
you.
all like AI generated, but don't worry about that.
I will not be compatible with any of you. I feel like.
Okay, let's go. So this is who listened to music the most.
Me.
I think it's probably.
Let's go.
I know it's a. What the fuck is wrong with you? 82,000?
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Get in line.
Look at the gap between you and I and like Alex. Alex is on 34,000, Sam's on 30, and Avery's on 82, and I'm on 76.
This is like, for some reason this year I listened to like the least amount of music.
Who played the rarest track?
What the fuck is a rarest
Like
track?
the least streamed track.
It's gotta be me.
It might be me.
I see Glaive. There's my boy.
Nope.
Let's see. Oh, it is Alex. He played Does It Turn You On?
That's a good song.
But who's the...
Chris Hardfield? Is that his name? Something like that.
Okay. Sam played Rules Broken. I played I'm Not There by Dylan. And Avery played Weird.
I played that too.
I just listened to that. Yeah. That's from Glaive. Who discovered the most artists?
Not me.
Not me.
I discovered Avery's weird shit.
Hey now.
Whoa.
You're rock. You?
Whoa.
Oh.
Okay, that was me with 275, but Avery was very close with 257. Alex on 126 and Sam on 108.
Hey now.
Who's the most obsessed fan? I think this might be...
It might be you.
Or maybe it's Alex.
You listen to a lot of podcasts.
It could be Alex.
Oh, for Rush, probably.
Oh, it's me.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm the most Quadeca.
What was your percentage of
Quadeca made up 17.5% of my
crazy.
listening. For Alex, Rush made up 12.3% of his listening. For Avery, Glaive made up 9.6%, and for Sam, Deathcab made up 8.8%.
What was your listening. When it was you're the most fan? What percentage of you?
0.001
Who's the strongest and weakest match?
Oh, okay, strongest and
weakest is me and Alex. There's
I'm curious to see this. The most compatible pair.
It's gonna be you.
The song that connects you is "God Stained" by Quadeca.
That was my top song. Yeah.
Okay, the
least it's gonna be me and Alex. It has to be me and Alex.
It's Avery andAlex.
Yeah.
With 68
is still
that's pretty good though.
That's
what the fuck did
be a high match just because of the playlist we made each other.
Maybe.
But I guess
That's
68% is actually not that low.
Yeah.
Okay, awards time.
Red carpet.
The Dinner Table Explainer Award, given to the player who listened to the most news podcasts.
Yeah.
Alex.
Yeah, that checks out. That checks out.
Check out. Yeah.
Listen to politics.
I do listen to a lot of politics.
The Hopeless Romantic Award, given to the player who listened to the most love songs.
Avery.
Yeah.
Avery, do you consider yourself a hopeless romantic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
After Hot Frosty, man.
The Absolute Chaos Award, given to the player with the most diverse music taste.
Smart. Well, that was kind of revealed already, wasn't it? Because you won the most new artist.
The Multilingualist Award, given to the player who listened to music in most languages, is Sam.
Oh.
That makes sense.
Because of her K-pop.
Oh.
I mean, I also listen to other languages.
Like French music too.
Spanish music.
And
Japanese.
now an award you can only win together.
Said drum roll.
The Sonically Synced Award.
What the fuck does
We
that
do.
mean? If
Your
you're
group
not,
has
you
a lot
will
of
be.
listening in common.
Like what?
Hold on, it says if you're not already best friends, you will be.
Guys, we're all besties.
No, we're not.
Oh.
Okay.
Great
Fuck
party.
you.
Here's something to remember it by.
Wow.
That was
Fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I streamed 12,000 minutes of podcasts.
Damn.
Wow.
Alex, just
All
out of
of
curiosity,
Reeled In.
what was your second highest podcast you listened to?
Was the Reeled In podcast.
Holy
Fuck
shit.
yeah.
Wait, how can you see? I only got my top podcasts.
What's
I
your top
only got-
podcast? Just out of
yeah,
curiosity.
I
What's
only
your
got-
top? It's Reeled In?
Yeah.
Wait, Avery, what's your top podcast?
Armchair expert.
Oh.
Clearly. Anyways, can we start?
Okay, welcome back to Reeled In. I'm Usman.
I'm Sam.
I'm Alex.
I'm Avery.
This is a podcast where three film buffs try to reel their non-film This is the podcast where three film buffs try to reel in their non-film buff friend, and the friend in question is Avery.
Okay.
Hi, Avery.
Hi, Sean.
So it's December, it's winter, it's Christmas season, and so
This is a very jolly episode.
Happy holidays.
you know what, jolly Christmas episode. Just to get into the Christmas, what's your favorite Christmas snack, Avery?
Snack?
What?
Like, what?
Huh?
Hot chocolate question
Okay,
mark?
cool.
Oh my God.
I
Alex,
don't understand the question.
your Christmas snack.
What's
What does
something
that
you have
mean?
during
Sam, what's your
Like
favorite Christmas
candy
snack?
canes, I guess, cinnamon.
My dad, the past few years, he buys like, do you know those like kind of like sticks that have like chocolate inside? I think they're
Yes,
called
yes.
I forget
know
what
what
they're
you're.
called.
I know what you're talking. They're like
Like-
in a green container, and you like.
well, for me it's like a big red one.
You mean like
But,
Pocky?
not Pocky.
no,
it's like they're
swirly.
swirly and there's like
Okay.
chocolate on the inside.
Okay.
I know what you're talking
Okay.
about.
Yeah, I think they're called like Pirulin. I don't know if it's French. Anyways, that's just how
Those?
my brain is remembering it. But
Okay.
my dad buys like a huge can of them from Costco
Mhm.
every year, and he buys them like months in advance just so that it sits there. And he's like, you have to wait until Christmas. So I have to stare at it for like 3 months sitting like out in the open. And he's like, nope, on the 25th, the morning of the 25th, not even Christmas Eve. We're allowed to have it, but it's always really good.
Cool.
So probably that.
Okay,
They're
well,
yummy.
in celebration of Christmas,
What's yours?
Yeah, what's yours?
I like, when I was a kid, I read the Gingerbread Man story about, have you read that one? The fairy tale? Like, he runs away, like the gingerbread man, and he runs away.
Okay.
And so I've never had a gingerbread man, but I really like the idea of one. So I'm going to say the gingerbread man.
Okay.
So
Sure.
in
I like
celebration,
Gingerbread.
in celebration of the holiday season,
Ho ho ho.
where we watched two very Christmassy, wintry movies. I'm gonna ignore both of these people. We watched really Christmassy and winter movies. We watched The Apartment,
bad.
the 1960 Billy
Yep.
Wilder movie,
Yes.
and we watched the Hallmark movie Hot Frosty from 2024.
Is it a Hallmark
It's
movie?
not
It
We're
is-
calling it that.
It's a
Is it not a
Netflix-
Hallmark
It's
movie?
a
No,
Netflix
but it's like
movie.
it has that Hallmark
has
like
that
feel,
feel.
but
It's
it's
a
not
Netflix-
an actual.
A Netflix original question
Yeah,
mark?
yeah.
It's basically a Hallmark.
It's essentially
yeah.
a Hallmark movie, and I want to say
rom-com.
something real quick. Earlier, Avery and I were like walking around like a record store, and she pointed out like a DVD with like a Hallmark movie collection, and the main actress from Hot Frosty was on the cover of that DVD.
Yeah, she
So
does
she was
a
like
lot
the-
of these.
She was like the face of Hallmark movies, and so
Yeah.
by that logic, this is a Hallmark movie.
Okay.
True.
But-
But the transitive property.
Yeah. But okay, so we're gonna talk about The Apartment first, which was Alex's recommendation.
Yes.
So I'm gonna let Alex talk about this movie first.
Also one of Alex's favorite movies.
Yeah.
It is. It's in my top 4 on Letterboxd. I've seen this movie so many times. I always watch it during the holidays.
When did you first watch it?
I don't even. I saw it for the first time like some time ago, and then I saw it for the second time like 4 years ago, and since then I've watched it like every year.
Was it
Yeah.
like an instant like favorite for you, or?
The first time I watched it, I thought it was really good, but it wasn't a favorite. But when I revisited it years later, then it became an instant favorite of mine.
Nice.
And now, like every time I watch it, like it makes me cry every time, and it's a perfect movie.
Nice.
It makes you cry?
Every time.
Well,
yes.
we'll get into that.
We'll get into it.
Okay, so
Oh.
this was I think Sam has seen this movie.
Yeah.
I watched this for the first time last night, and Avery,
Oh,
when did
okay.
you watch? Like last night, I
I
guess.
watched part of it last night, part of this in the morning.
Okay, so basically the three of us, Sam, Avery, and I, all kind of watched this
Yeah.
movie for the first time.
Okay,
Yeah, I
you
mean
just
the
said Sam
first
watched it.
time I watched it was like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
okay.
it's
like
really
before
recent.
we had planned this episode.
Okay.
So
I mean, okay, let's. I guess Sam. Okay,
Solid.
let's just do this like for all three of us. Like Sam, what were your like expectations? or,
I mean,
you know?
I knew that it was like a classic that a lot of people loved, and my dad was actually the one who was like, "Oh my god, have you seen The Apartment?" Because he like I've been kind of getting him into movies, and he's like, "Oh, we should start watching all of these classics together, like stuff that maybe like I could recommend one month, and then you could recommend one the next month." And so he was like, "Oh, I've never actually seen The Apartment." I'm like, "Me neither." And he's like, "I've always heard it's really good," so we watched it together, and we both really liked it. But yeah, I didn't really have too many expectations going in. I didn't really know too much about it at all. I just kind of went in knowing it was a classic and
Have you
knowing I'd
seen
probably
any other
like
Billy
it.
Wilder movies?
I feel like can you hold on?
I've seen like all of them. Billy
What
Wilder
are
is
they?
one of
Can
my
you list
favorite.
them?
Sunset
directors.
Boulevard. Sunset Boulevard's one of them.
Yeah,
That's like
That's
a
a
classic.
Selena Gomez song.
Okay.
Oh.
So no, Sunset Boulevard's like a classic.
Sunset
It's like, up there.
I don't
the
believe I
greatest
have
movies?
Some Like It
seen
Hot,
any other of his films,
Ace in the Hole.
surprisingly.
The
But they're all like
Fortune
such
Cookie,
classics.
Irma Deuce, The Front Page. What else? There's Double Indemnity. That's
Right.
a classic.
I've only
The Lost
seen-
Weekend.
I've only seen Sunset Boulevard, but well, I'll talk about mine. The only thing I knew about this film, well, I knew that it's from Billy Wilder, and I had seen Sunset Boulevard, so I was like, okay, this is gonna be a good movie because I really like Sunset Boulevard. And the second thing I knew about this movie is that Alex really loves the movie because it's in like his top 4. So I was like, okay, maybe the movie has some substance to it. That's all I really knew. Going into this, I had no idea what like the tone of it was. I heard that it was kind of funny, but then I also heard it was like kind of like sad and stuff, so I had no idea what
Yeah.
it really was. And so I went in blind, really.
I will
Sad.
say, like, one thing I did not expect, I went in completely thinking it was just a comedy because my dad like knows what's his name, the main actor,
Jack
Jack
Lemmon,
Lemmon, yeah. And he's like mostly in like comedy
Yeah.
Right.
stuff. So like he was like telling me this and I'm like, oh, like yeah, of course, it's probably just gonna
Every
be a
other thing
comedy.
he's done with Billy Wilder has been a comedy.
Exactly,
Like Some Like It Hot
yeah.
and all that stuff.
Fun fact.
And so
Jack
when it kind
Lemmon-
of got like a bit more emotional and like I guess darker, I was like, whoa, I was not
Yeah.
expecting it. It comes really like surprisingly. I was like, whoa, okay.
Fun fact: Jack
Yeah.
Lemmon was in the color remake of 12 Angry Men.
He was.
Oh,
by
damn.
William
Yeah, he
Friedkin.
played the Henry Fonda role. Number 8.
Crazy.
Okay, Avery, what were your expectations?
I didn't know anything about this movie. I actually thought I knew this movie because there's a movie, couldn't tell you the name of it, but it's about an apartment where there's like this guy and he's like trapped in this apartment. He opens all the walls and he can't get out, and Samuel L. Jackson is in it. I thought that was this movie, but I was wrong.
Old Boy?
I don't think so.
Samuel L. Jackson?
He's
She's
like
describing
there.
Old Boy.
Like Spike Lee?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't know. I couldn't
It
tell
has
you.
Josh Brolin.
I don't know what that is.
Hold on.
Anyways, I thought this was this movie, and then I clicked on it, and I was like, no
Does
color?
this look familiar?
No.
No?
I don't think so.
Sorry, describe the movie again.
They're in an apartment, and at the end of the movie, the apartment gets like set on fire,
Oh.
and Samuel L. Jackson is in it, and he's like, you can't get out. That's all I know. I
don't
thought
know,
this
man.
was this
Weird.
movie, and then I click on it, and I'm like, where's the color? No.
Where's the color?
Is it like a comedy that you're
No,
describing?
it's like I don't want to say a horror movie.
Is it like
but
one
it's
of the Glass Unbreakable movies? Does this happen in one of them? I haven't seen them.
No.
I don't know, guys. I don't know.
The
Anyways,
Kingsman?
I thought that was this movie, and I was like, oh, I might actually like this movie because I've been wanting to see that movie, and then it wasn't this, and I
Is
was
it
like,
A
oh
Time
man,
to Kill?
I don't know the name of it. I could try to figure it out.
No, because I'm
Anyways.
really curious. Okay, it doesn't matter. It's fine. It doesn't matter.
yeah.
It doesn't
She
matter.
thought the apartment had Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the important thing.
I went in
Is it
like
this movie?
unbiased or anything. Yes. Yes. Yes.
1408?
Yes.
1408
That.
is the movie.
Oh my god.
John Cusack, and it's directed by some guy who directed Other
Anyways.
Slop.
Hey.
I'm,
Why do you call everything I like slop?
Hey, we look at
Huh?
these movies.
That does,
Yeah, that's slop
that
all
means,
right.
Okay.
Look at the
I
movies.
don't want this means nothing to me. Okay.
Okay,
Those
well,
Anyways,
look like Tubi
Alex.
original movies.
right.
Alright.
Okay.
Anyways. Yes, I thought this was 1408 apparently.
Okay.
But it wasn't.
Wow.
It was very black and white, and it had to do with an apartment.
That's true.
There is an
true.
apartment in it.
Yeah.
And there's keys in it, and keys are in. Anyways, I'll let you start
The
talking.
movie, like, just from the title alone and the setting, it instantly reminds me of like Rear Window or like Rope or any other movie set in an apartment. I don't know. Like, whenever you mention like apartment, house set movies, one location set movies, I think of Rear Window or Rope.
Yeah.
Both amazing movies. But anyway, okay. Alex, do you want to set the stage for the film and what it's about?
Sure. It's about this guy named C.C. Bud Baxter, who's like
Buddy boy.
he's like a low-level employee at like some investment firm or some insurance, whatever the fuck, I don't know. And he lends his apartment out to like higher level executives to like take their mistresses at night. And, he gets into some shenanigans. He's working his way up the corporate ladder, renting out his apartment. And that's basic setup for the movie. That's where most of the comedy comes in. Yeah. Until halfway through when it turns, but we'll get into that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, let's talk about it then. Okay, one thing I do want to mention, and I was talking to Sam about this, but it's so interesting seeing, the way corporate spaces are filmed in these older movies. Because I assume back in the 60s or 70s, this was just normal. That's just how offices look. But they don't look like that now. And so seeing it looks as if, well, not in the same way, it's so bizarre seeing, people stacked up like that next to each other.
Yeah.
It looks like okay, I don't know how to describe this. It comes off as something off of, a Kafka book or something.
Right.
I know what you
mean.
Bureaucracy and, papers and stuff like that. Look at this. I hate corporate, You get what I'm trying to say?
It's so compact.
Exactly.
They're stuffing so many people into this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the thing I want to say about that is that this wasn't an intentional hey, look at what this symbolizes. Look at the way the corporate businesses are structured. Because this is just how they were back then. Yeah. But as time has passed, it sort of added this extra element to the film. And I think that's interesting to see. It's really... When I was watching this movie, I kept thinking of The Trial by Kafka. Constantly. I feel like this movie is so similar to that book. And, the main character in that book doesn't go through these types of things, but, it's... In thematic ways, it's very much similar, and I think it's really interesting. But yeah, yes, but he's renting out. Well, not even renting. He's just giving away his apartment to these higher level executives, so they can sleep with other women and cheat on their wives and stuff like that. And I think just that premise alone is it's fucked up. It's strange, but it's also so funny to me.
Such a funny premise.
And I think that's where the comedic element of this stems from. It's the guy, in the first 10 minutes of the movie, he's locked out of his apartment all night and he has to sleep on a park bench because there's people in his own apartment and they just won't leave.
And he gets a cold that he has for the next 30 minutes of the movie. It's so funny.
Avery, the reason I find this movie funny, there's a line in this movie where later on he's in a bar at some point and he's drinking. He's really depressed and stuff. And this girl comes up to him and she's flirting with him and she's like, "Hey, I'm lonely too. Do you want to go to your place or something?" And she's like, "By the way, do you have a family? Do you have a wife and stuff like that?" And then at the end, and he says, "No, I don't." And then at the end, she's like, "Oh, do you want to go to my place or yours?" And he's like, "I said I didn't have a family. I didn't say I have an empty apartment." I think that's such a great line.
It's so good.
It's cool.
Did you not find it funny?
We have different senses of humor. I mean, it is funny. I didn't laugh.
It's
I wasn't bursting out.
For me. It's so funny. One of my favorite scenes early on is when he finally gets back in his apartment and he's making spaghetti with a tennis racket as his
yeah.
And then he finally he has his meal and he goes to sit down to watch TV and he keeps getting interrupted by ads.
Yeah.
It's the most relatable thing of all time. And he finally finds something to watch and then another ad comes on and he's fuck it, and he turns the TV off.
Yeah.
It's so you didn't laugh at that?
No.
It's so funny.
I was I get the humor, but I wasn't ha! I didn't laugh out loud.
The thing is, I normally
so
don't
real.
laugh out loud at movies, but that line about, "Oh, I don't even have an empty apartment" is so absurdly funny to me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's a lot of really funny lines, yeah.
It's, again, I keep mentioning this, but it's a really Kafka-esque sense of humor where it's a really shitty situation, something that shouldn't be happening to you, but it is.
He's doing it, though. He's enabling it, if you think about it.
He is enabling it, but it's...
He can't say no. He can't say no to these people.
Right, but I don't know how to word this. I don't know. I haven't fleshed that thought out yet.
It is funny, though. I get the humor. I will say it is cool because obviously Airbnb and stuff didn't exist back then. He kind of in a way did
invented Airbnb.
Yeah, he kind of did Airbnb in a way, which is except he didn't get paid for it. He just kind of moved up in the job, but still.
Yeah, I just find that whole concept funny. People are asking "Oh, should we go to your place?" He's like, "Sure, everybody else does."
Yeah.
That's a good one.
But it is
Or
We'll get into it
like
later.
the scene of like one of them calls up and he's like, "Hey, can we like do a different date or something?"
Yeah.
Something came up and then he has to like juggle like
Call
all these
5
people.
different people.
And that was like a
It's so
5-minute
funny.
long scene of him
Yeah.
just going through his nose.
Like while sick and like constantly blowing his
Yeah.
nose and just
Like-
having to call up all these people.
God. And
Poor
him with
guy.
his like little like whatever it is, like the nasal spray.
Yeah.
Right, and he's
Yeah.
like spraying
Yeah,
it
he's, like,
around.
spraying it
That's
everywhere.
a great recurring bit.
Yeah.
When he's in Sheldrake's office and he's like constantly pulling the napkins out of
Right,
his pocket
right.
and he like sprays the nasal thing up and it shits
Yeah.
in his face.
Poor guy. Like,
Billy
goddamn.
Billy Wilder writes a great film.
He
Yeah.
does.
There's so many great like recurring bits in this. One of them is like whenever he's holding like any sort of like liquid drink or anything liquid, he sprays it around like unintentionally.
Yeah.
Like he'll move his hands like this, and it'll just go everywhere. It's I don't know. That's not even like laugh out loud funny to me. It's just like the attention to detail, like in
Yeah.
the writing, like these
I
recurring
know.
bits.
There's something funny happening like every second.
Exactly.
There's always something funny
And
going
if
on.
there isn't something funny happening, it's setting up for a bit.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Or
Like,
it's making you cry. That's the alternative.
right. The movie is surprisingly emotional, and I wasn't expecting
It really
this.
is.
So the love interest in this film is Fran.
Yeah.
She's like the elevator girl, and
Yeah.
the
Played by Shirley MacLaine, who
Who's-
is incredible in this
she's
movie.
great.
She gives
She's
one
so
of the
good.
best performances I've ever seen in this movie. She's so good.
she's really
She is
really
very
good.
good.
What else is she in?
It's also cool because there's not really elevator operator
No,
people in
no.
today's.
Yeah.
Like, that's a
Right, like
an extinct job. I don't know if that's the right
Yeah.
term.
right,
but,
yeah, like
it's
in,
a job that
in
no
so
longer
many
exists.
ways, the movie is naturally like outdated
Yeah.
and stuff, but
It's a time capsule.
yeah, but it's still like relatable, like that
Yeah.
ad thing, like that happens all the time. Like you watch YouTube or something, and
Right,
you know,
exactly.
like it's so strange. But
You
no, yeah,
just outed yourself as a broke bitch. You don't get
no,
YouTube
I have premium. I have premium. Well, like people
I
do
don't
get
have
premium.
premium. I don't know if people actually had premium.
You get a month's trial.
Dude, once you no,
Don't
listen.
care.
Once you start using premium, you'll never want to go
Do you
back.
actually have premium?
Yes.
That was a joke.
No,
Oh.
I actually do have premium.
Oh.
Wait, premium of what? Sorry?
YouTube.
YouTube premium.
Oh, I do too.
Because
Do
I
you?
Yeah.
How much YouTube do you guys watch?
Well, there's also like a student discount for it. Like you can
Oh,
get it
is
for
there?
a lot
Just get a
cheaper.
fucking ad block.
well, you don't have ad block on your phone or your like iPad, right?
I don't watch YouTube on
It's
my phone.
also
I guess. I don't
because
know.
sometimes when I watch YouTube, like on my TV, for some reason the ads are like 10 times longer and show
Right.
up 10 times more. So
Mm.
having YouTube Premium is actually like a lifesaver
Sure.
because
Okay.
I can't.
I
stand
guess I
it.
only watch
I don't-
YouTube on my laptop.
Yeah,
so
I don't
Yeah,
watch
so you
YouTube.
can just use an ad
Yeah.
blocker,
Also,
but-
sometimes for me, I mean, I'm like using my iPad to like do work and stuff, and I'll need to like get information from a YouTube video, and so I can just have it playing like there in that little bar
Yeah.
floating, and I can like write
Khan
things down.
Academy or some shit.
Yeah, exactly. I'll just have it
Yeah.
playing, and I'll just like write things down.
Khan Academy. That just unlocked so many memories.
What's the one that's
Anyways.
like 3 blue, 1 white, some shit like that?
Right, the math one.
Yeah.
There's
whatever.
organic chemistry tutor too.
Oh.
Right.
It's a great one.
Anyways, back to the movie.
Right. So Shirley MacLaine, she's playing Fran, who's a love interest in the movie, and Baxter is sort of the only one who talks to her respectfully. Actually, let's talk about the
Well,
men in this
yeah.
movie, right?
Oh,
Yeah, let's
fuck
get
the
into it.
men.
Yeah.
The men are worthless pieces of shit. I don't believe in love anymore. Fuck men. They all cheat on the main guy, I don't know his name, the higher up guy.
Drake.
Yes,
Yeah.
he has a wife. He has kids.
Yeah, he's a
and
fucking
he's like,
asshole.
hey man, I need to fuck another woman right now.
And he
like,
tells her, "I'm gonna divorce her," and stuff
Yes!
like that.
Yeah.
it's so fuck. This is why. Fuck men. That's all I have to say. That
Yeah.
was half my notes.
That's fair.
I will never
all the men
trust-
in this movie are evil.
Oh,
They are.
absolutely.
I will never. This is why I'll never date again.
Right.
Can't
so
trust men.
the bar is in hell for like men in this
Right.
film,
Absolutely.
and Baxter's the only one who's like sort of respectable
Well,
towards.
eventually. I think at the start of the movie he's an asshole too.
yeah.
Really?
Really?
I feel like
Yeah.
I mean, he's also kind of like, as much as yes, he's kind of supposed to be kind of like, the nice guy. Like, one thing that I think, like, I don't really, like, I didn't dislike the movie because of this, but I feel like it kind of falls into this thing that a lot of movies do where it's like, oh, he's the one nice guy, and like the girl doesn't notice until the end. It's
Sure.
like, I feel like it works in this movie, but it is something that, like, I notice a lot in a lot of movies, but I feel like what was I gonna say? Like, he's still kind of like helping these men, cheat on their wives.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's
He's
yeah,
totally
right?
okay with it.
he's just
Yeah.
like doing that perfectly normally. And as much as like, he ends up like leaving at the end and kind of like, not like
he
stopping
does
it.
realize that
Stands
it's
up.
bad.
Yeah.
Like he tells Sheldrake, like, at least talk to her, like she's like dying for you and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
Sheldrake's like, I don't know. But he continues to lie for him and stuff like that. Like he's defending these men, but that's because he wants to like climb up the corporate ladder and stuff like that. I'm not
Yeah.
defending him. I'm not
He's-
just. It's
No,
not a big
yeah,
justify
like
that.
it's
He is selfish.
He is.
And even the way he's with Fran, where like he's really in it for himself because he wants her. And there's a scene when I first saw the
agree.
movie, I was like, this was like my one issue with the movie was the whole scene where he's like, I looked up all your information. I know where you live. I know
Oh,
your
yeah.
age. I know all, like that you had like this appendix operation or whatever. And she's just like, oh, that's so cute.
yeah,
Like
it's-
she's okay with it.
Yeah. One scene that this is gonna be fun. I found the one funny part, quote unquote, of this movie is where she's in bed. She basically Fran, she like attempts to like kill herself. Blah blah blah.
Well, okay.
We'll get to
Yeah.
that. We'll get
Okay,
to
well,
that.
you can
Okay,
you
well,
can
this
say
is
this.
after
yeah.
the
Okay,
fact
yeah.
then. Okay, well,
say the funny thing.
she's in bed and she's like trauma dumping about like I was so in love with this guy and I'm just being used because he has a wife and all that. And he's just like, yo, I got a good hand, man. Can you like
Right, they're
play
playing
cards?
gin
Like,
rummy.
fuck
Right.
you fucking
Yeah.
just trauma dumping. Fuck men.
He's really good
you
at
guys
gin
are
rummy,
fine,
though.
but fuck men.
He's really good at gin rummy, though.
It's so
I think-
like, ugh.
I agree. Like, I think the point is that Baxter is kind of more like those guys than
Yes.
we think.
He does
Yeah.
the
Right.
bare minimum, but the bar is in hell,
Yeah.
so he's seen as like this good guy hero.
Right.
I think
Yeah.
the
But-
girl, whatever her name is, should just like
Friend.
yeah.
have a
But
hot girl summer
I
and do her
feel
own
like
thing.
that's kind of what kind of works at the end is that the moment that he kind of gives up on this love, when he's not fully doing everything just to get with her, and he's kind of like, you know what, like she should be happy, that's when it ends up going
we'll
well.
definitely get
But,
into all
yeah,
that.
sorry.
later on. But early on, I think, I mean, one of my favorite scenes in the movie, and I went and rewatched this last night, is the Christmas party scene, and I
Mhm.
ended up watching like 40 minutes after that because it's but there's this really like. It's such a sad scene in a way because like she just like heard something bad and she's like clearly depressed, right? And you can see it in her face. And if anyone's like been depressed, like you relate so strongly to how she's like barely speaking. She just
Yeah.
wants to get through it. And Baxter is so focused on like trying to get her to like go on a date.
Yeah.
with
I
him.
want to
Yeah.
say,
He just doesn't notice
yeah,
what she's going
that
through.
scene you're talking about is genuinely like, maybe this is hyperbolic a little bit, but I think it's one of the best like representations of like that like depression in a social setting I've seen.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of movies kind of overplay it, where like you visibly see like, oh my god, like, oh, I'm so sad, like, oh, I hate my life and stuff like that. But the way she does it, and her performance is so good. The
So
way
good.
she does it is like you know she's sad, but she's still like engaging in
Yeah.
conversation like forcefully, but it's not like forced in an acting way. You get what I'm trying to say?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, it's so realistic, and that's exactly how it is. Like, if you're sad in a social setting, you kind of force your way through the conversation,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but you're still sad, and you like it's visible on your face. You know, I think that's just so well done.
It was really
And yeah, Baxter fails to see that completely.
Yeah,
And he-
until like it affects him when he sees the mirror, which is
Exactly.
the one that was left behind in the apartment, and that's how he knows that she's the woman that was with Sheldrake. And there's that great line too where she says that she knows the mirror is broken because it makes her
Yeah.
look the way she feels.
And he
Yeah.
doesn't
So
even
sad.
process that, really. Like, he's like,
Yeah.
oh, whatever, man. He's an extremely selfish person. He is.
is.
yeah.
But no, that's a great scene. And like the reason she is sad in that scene specifically is because Miss Olsen, who's Sheldrake's like secretary, is really drunk, and she comes up to Fran and she's like, "Oh, before you, Sheldrake was sleeping with me, and then with this other girl and the male person,
He's
blah blah
a
blah."
whore.
Yeah, he's a whore, basically,
Fuck
yeah.
boy. Fuck that guy. You have kids. You have a wife. Fuck you.
Right, but Miss Olsen, she's saying like, oh, and he gave us the same spiel about like, oh, I'm gonna leave my wife for you and stuff like that,
Mhm.
and that really hurts Fran,
Yes.
and
'cause
so-
she's in love.
Yeah, she's like helplessly in love with this guy.
Yeah.
And so later on, Sheldrake and Fran are in, Baxter's apartment again, and they have an argument and stuff like that. Oh, by the way, can I just say, I love the sort of like passive aggressive comments she makes towards Sheldrake, like, "Oh my god, don't kiss me! You'll get lipstick on your face, and then you'll have to hide it and stuff like that. Oh, you'll miss your train." I think in a lot of movies, whenever that sort of thing happens, it comes like it's done well, but it is sort of like forced or like corny or like, really trying to make you feel like this relationship is falling apart. But in this movie, okay, I don't want to like say it, this might sound a bit strange, but okay, I don't know how to say this.
For it.
But like, if I'm gonna speak for myself. I've like seen, sometimes like my parents arguing with each other, and they sort of like make these passive aggressive comments to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And in this movie, it's done exactly like how they do it, and I think it's so realistic in that sense.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's exactly how it is. And so that part resonated with me. I was like, yeah, you know what? That's real. That's exactly how it is. Like, yeah.
So true. Pop off.
Yeah.
As a divorced parents.
I think the script and the performances, they just blend perfectly in that regard.
Yeah.
It's really realistic in that sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that happens. They argue, and that's when Fran sort of, she takes sleeping pills, and she tries to...
Yeah, well, she goes back to the apartment with Sheldrake, and then they get into a fight.
Right.
Yeah.
Because then, she takes the sleeping pills while in Baxter's apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Then he comes back home with another woman, sees her in the bed, and
He's
even then...
a player.
Well, yeah.
Well,
there's
he's
like the
depressed.
one time. It's
He's
the one
like,
time he brings someone home
woe
and she's
is
there.
me. I couldn't get the girl. I guess I'll just go like fuck someone else to cope with it.
I didn't feel that way. But okay, we'll get into that.
That's what happens. That's the plot
that
of
is
the
what
movie.
happens.
I know, but I don't...
He's drunk and he's like, I'm depressed. My boss is fucking the girl
That's the
I
thing.
like,
He's
and then
like-
he like...
This is what they all do. They always like bring some woman back to the apartment.
to
I may as well
distract
do it
themselves.
myself.
Yeah.
Right, but I don't think he was doing that because like, oh, fuck Fran. Like, I don't think he was
wasn't
doing
it out of anger. He was
not out
doing
of
it to
anger.
distract
I think
himself.
it was,
I
like
It's like a
distraction and
rebound, yeah.
desperation, right?
Yeah.
I think getting into like now the themes of the movie. I think the movie's about like trying to learn what it actually means to love somebody and to be loved. Right? That's what the movie's really about. And Baxter doesn't understand what it means to love someone, where he, like all the men in the movie, think it's about like courting the woman and making her fall in love with you. And it's a very simplistic view of like what it means to love someone.
Exactly.
And when he finally brings someone home, he's just like, fuck it, like just find someone, bring her home. This is what you do when, and he doesn't really understand what that means. And then Fran similarly doesn't understand what it means to be loved because no one has shown that to her.
Exactly.
And that's why she's so depressed and why she takes the sleeping pills.
Exactly. And I think something important that this...
It is actually, now that you word it that way. Yeah,
It makes me
sad.
cry. There's like 10 scenes that
that's the
make me
thing.
cry.
Look, the movie, when it takes that shift, like, and she takes the sleeping pills, it suddenly becomes a really serious and dark movie. There is still that comedic element to it, like in the background, but it becomes really serious for a bit and really dark. And for a moment, I thought Fran actually died in the movie, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was laughing along to this movie, and like, she's dead now. And so it does become really, like, strangely dark, and I think the movie handles those two tone shifts like really well. Like, they seamlessly blend,
while still keeping some of the humor in.
Exactly.
Like the whole bit where like he goes and gets the doctor and he has to kick the other woman out, and like the music he put on is still playing, so he has to go and run and shut the music off.
The neighbors
that's
all
a funny
think
bit.
he's a fuckboy alcoholic.
Right.
Yeah, because
like,
they keep
that's
hearing
funny.
him like taking women back to the apartment every night.
Right, and I think the movie really got me emotional at points. Like, I think the whole aspect of Fran sort of, going through this horrible experience, but then still going back to Sheldrake, and, like, Baxter sort of left on the side, but more so, like, from Fran's point of view, she's, like, trapped in this, cycle, this abusive cycle,
Exactly,
and it really makes me sad. Yeah.
I'm gonna say something you're gonna not like.
She's raising her hand.
Tate McRae has a song
Oh,
about that.
fuck, man.
Revolving Door is actually about
We
this,
were
and she
having
goes
such
back.
a good
This was such a
conversation.
good conversation.
Oh my god.
I'm just saying.
We're gonna cut that part out. Okay, no, going
But no,
back...
it is very true.
Yeah, going
Yeah.
back to what Alex was saying about like the meaning of love and stuff, I think something really important that this film touches upon, and something that is really important in real life, is that when you are experiencing loneliness and sadness, your perception and meaning of love is really skewed.
Mhm.
You really don't know what love is because of how lonely you are. So any sort of like interaction you have, meaningful interaction you have with like, a person of interest, you will confuse with love.
Yeah.
And I think that's sort of what's happening with Baxter, and it takes him some time to realize like, oh wait, I might actually like this person.
Yeah.
And I think that's really interesting. That is definitely an element of this
Yeah.
that's at play in this
He
movie.
has to learn what it means to actually love somebody as opposed to just, trying to court them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what it like actually listening to her and like feeling a connection with her. And then she has to learn like what it actually means to feel like you're loved.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right? And she only experiences that with Baxter, but it takes a while to get there. They
And I
have to like
think-
mutually kind of come to that.
And I think that's so well done. Like I don't know. Again, this movie is so realistic in that sense. Like in terms of emotion, it's so realistic because I can speak from Baxter's point of view of like, when you're like alone, your perception of love is really like skewed and stuff like that. And I get that. I really do get that, and I relate to that, and I think this film really captures that perfectly. I don't like, I haven't experienced like France's like point of view too much, like her side of things, but that's also portrayed.
Because I saw you laugh at the corner of my eye. Because you were already laughing before I looked at you, so I looked at you.
Alex just looked at me.
We mentioned
Fuck, man, a big
we mentioned abusive relationship, and Alex looked
She
at
was
me
already laughing.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey,
Avery-
hey, exes, if you're listening, fuck you guys.
Well, no, Avery, do you have something to say about that, like from France's point of view, if you relate to that in any way?
Before. I get yes and no. I don't know.
No, like, do you like, resonate with any part of her, like what she goes through at all in any way, or
Like-
even from Baxter's
Like
side?
being used?
Not sure.
I mean, I've never experienced anything to where I would kill myself. I'm not that. I get the whole like when you like. Okay, I don't know how to word
Let her
this.
cook, let
I
her
don't know
cook.
how to
You-
word
take
this.
your
I
time,
think
it's okay.
I think Franz, and this is just my opinion from my experience. Franz is kind of like, I'm gonna say something, it won't sound, then I'll explain. When you fall for something, I think I don't know how to word this.
You got this.
You got it.
When
Why are
you,
you crying?
these words are hard. I think there's something very real about in life you can only really fall for someone where your emotions like fully take the driver's seat, if that makes sense, once. Because then you go through a relationship, maybe you break up, maybe you're used, but then after that you're always like guarded, if that makes sense, because you protect yourself, because you don't want to experience that hurt and that pain the way you did before. So I think Franz is experiencing that sort of like her emotions really took the driver's seat because she's so like she's so like infatuated,
Infatuated,
that
yeah.
word, with
Yeah.
this person, to the point where I think she even realizes, oh, this guy's a worthless piece of shit, and he has a
Yeah.
wife and he has kids and all this, but she still chooses to be with him in the
Exactly.
end, which for me wouldn't make sense, but I get that feeling of like,
Well,
you're
no.
so
Yeah.
like in love with this person that you're kind of blind, or you're so
Exactly. Like,
delusional
you get-
about
okay.
You get this
Yeah.
kind of like tunnel vision.
Right.
And
Yes.
it's like even after like after she attempts like suicide, and then Baxter ends up like calling him and being like, hey, she just, she's still at my house. She tried to commit suicide. And like, he refuses to come because he's, spending
Right.
Christmas with his family.
Mhm.
But even like Fran, she just hears like, oh yeah, oh, he's so worried about you and stuff.
Yeah.
And that somehow like is like, oh, maybe I should go back to him. Even though he was the reason that she tried to kill herself.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But it's like when you're in that state,
Mhm.
you like when you like fall for someone and you're in such that like lonely state, feeling like you're never going to be loved. You're so like laser focused on this one person that it's like it's all or nothing. It's like
Yeah.
I want to be with them, and if I'm not with them, then what's the point?
Yeah.
I'm never
Right.
going to be loved again.
And Fran like looks for an excuse because when Baxter tells her like, oh, he was asking for you, she's like, oh no, he wasn't, you're lying. But then after a while, she's like, wait, was he actually asking for me?
Yeah.
Like she's looking for a reason to go back to him
Yeah.
because she wants to, but she knows she shouldn't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like one side is clearly like overpowering the other one. You know, it's like
Yeah.
the battle of like the mind and the heart. Like, you know, it's bad for
Exactly,
you, but
yeah.
like your heart's like in that one place.
Yeah.
And I fully get that too. Like, you're
Yeah.
like I said, you're
Destructive.
helplessly not even in love, because it's not like
Delusion.
it's
Yeah.
not
She
something.
thinks she's in love.
Exactly.
Right.
Right.
It's,
Again-
And she thinks that he loves her.
Yeah.
She doesn't understand what it means to actually
Again,
love.
yeah,
Yeah,
like you
exactly.
said, both of
And-
their perceptions of love is really like askew.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's really messed up.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
And-
like she I lost my train of thought. Oh no.
It's okay.
Go Alex. I forgot. I completely forgot.
It's okay. If it comes
okay.
back, it can.
I was gonna jump ahead just a little bit to like the ending, basically, or not
Sure.
quite the ending, but she does eventually go out on a date on New Year's Eve with Sheldrake again, and this is one of the parts that makes me cry every single time when I watch this movie. Is like they're on this date. And he's like not really showing attention to her that much. And there's this moment where like he kisses her, but it's like so impassionate. And then he like goes back. He's like singing with the band. He's not even looking at her. And then there's this shot. It's a close up on her face, and she's like looking up, and she's like thinking. And then all of a sudden she starts smiling. And then it cuts back to Sheldrake, and he turns to look at her, and she's gone.
Yeah.
And then it's when she goes back to Baxter, and it's in that moment where she realizes like, this isn't what love is. Like, he doesn't actually love me. He's infatuated with me, and he wants to be with me now because, like, his wife left him because he's a fucking asshole. So he's like, oh, you know, I guess, you know, I'll go out with her on New Year's Eve. I can't be with my family anymore. And she realizes, like, yeah, he's an asshole. He doesn't love me. And when he kisses her, and it's, like, so impassionate, that's when she realizes this is bullshit. I want to
Yeah.
be with the guy who actually kind of cares about me. And it's so beautiful.
I think
it's such a
that
good moment.
smile
Looks
conveys
to
so
be-
much
It does,
because
yeah.
even right before that kiss and stuff, you know, Sheldrake is mindlessly saying like, "Oh my God, Baxter quit the job. He's leaving town. He's leaving the
Yeah.
apartment." And she's like, "Wait, is he?" And she's like happy to hear that.
Yeah.
It's such a mix of like, I'm so happy for the guy. You know, he's finally escaping this weird fucking place, and he's not a slave for you guys anymore. But then her second smile is almost like, wow, wait, yeah, like you said, like she's realized what love might. This isn't it, you know. Whatever love
Yeah.
is, it's not this.
Yeah.
And she realizes she can go to Baxter, and she's also at the same time happy for Baxter. It's so perfect.
Yeah.
It's so well done. It's so well done. I think.
I remembered the thought that I was going to say earlier, but it kind of works with
Yay!
that because it's like when you realize, like, I mean, I'm not really speaking from experience, but I feel like when you realize that someone that you like think you were in love with is kind of treating you badly, there's this really like strong like you're stuck because one part of you is saying you should believe this thing, like this is not what love is, but then there's another part of you, but it's like, what if that's my soulmate? What if this is the person I should be with? You know, what if this is one little rock? Like, you know, everyone goes through rocky times, you know, what if like
Yeah.
I'm gonna be throwing away something that's like actually like true love? And then yeah, at the end, in that moment when he kisses her, she realizes like, no, this is not what love is, you know.
Exactly.
She finally kind of like realizes, and she's like, no, I don't want to be with this guy,
Yeah,
which is really nice.
And it's so, again, it's realistic because I mean, I've never been in like an abusive relationship or anything, but I have been infatuated by people who did not reciprocate that feeling at all. And so that like sort of helpless delusional feeling you experience in those times is so it's captured in this movie so well by her, I think.
Yeah.
Like the script, like for that aspect of the script is so perfect, and her performance is just fucking insane, and she
It's really
conveys
So good.
that emotion so perfectly. And yeah, again, I was so surprised watching this movie at how much heart this movie has and how emotional it can make you, because the first half of it is very much like comedic and funny and bit after bit after bit, and I don't know, like, yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah.
heart to this film,
Definitely.
and it's
There's-
so good.
And I love just the final scene of the movie. Like, there isn't even that big embrace between them. Like, they just sit and play
Yeah.
cards together. Like, it's so
It's-
good.
okay.
It's such a good ending. And the line.
the
too.
line, the final line is. Avery, do you remember the final line? Sam, do you remember the final line?
I don't remember.
Have a holly jolly Christmas.
No. So they get together and they finally continue their gin rummy game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the final line of the movie is Fran says to Baxter, "Shut up and deal."
Oh yeah.
It's so good.
It's a perfect.
Billy Wilder is
I
like
don't
the
get
best at final lines
Because
in
it's
movies.
so perfect, because Baxter openly conveys his like, "Oh my god, I love you, Fran. I love you. I want to spend the rest of my life with you," and stuff like that. Like, I love you so much. And she says, "Shut up and deal." And I think that perfectly captures their characters, because, again, their perceptions of love are, like, it's a bit skewed, you know? Baxter might not fully realize at this point if he truly loves her or not, but he's, like, infatuated enough to tell her, like, "Hey, I love you." You know, like, this is the first person he's felt a connection to, so he just openly says, "I love you." And Fran, who's gotten out of, like, a really abusive relationship recently, she doesn't want to reciprocate that instantly, even though she might feel it, so she just says, "Shut up, let's just play the game." You know?
Yeah.
It's perfect.
And
There's
we'll
no-
see where things go.
Exactly. And, like, you know, maybe they could be friends. Maybe they might never see each other again. Maybe they could be lovers.
Yeah.
Again, like you said, there's no embrace. There's no handshake. There's no
Right.
kiss. It's just...
But they're open to like experiencing true emotion together and going
Yeah.
through that, as opposed
Exactly.
to just like the expectation of what love should be.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right? They get to just experience it.
Oh my god, something I just remembered. Speaking of abusive and weird, like, you know, depressing relationships, Baxter's backstory. He talks about how he tried to kill himself with a gun. And that
Oh,
happens
yeah.
randomly in the movie. It comes out of nowhere, because you would not expect that level of nuance from this character, of him
Right.
having this depressing storyline. Because he's, you know, in this movie, Jack Lemmon also plays him like a cartoon character almost.
Yeah.
Like, he's fucking making spaghetti using like a tennis racket and stuff like that. But then he says that, you know, "I really liked my best friend's wife, and, you know, she didn't like me," or something like that. And then he tried to kill himself in a car, but he couldn't do it, and so he just accidentally shot himself in the knee. And, you know, I mean, there's a whole other thing you could talk about, like liking your best friend's wife and stuff like that, but, like, he has experienced a similar sort of pain, you know? And so both of these characters, you know, come from damaged relationships and, you know, skewed perceptions of love and stuff like that, and hurt. And it's just so interesting seeing how these two sides, like, clash and, you know, blend with each
Yeah.
other. It's
Mhm.
so good. And one more thing I want to say, you know, this movie sort of has that, you know, cliche ending of like, oh, you know, the girl realizes who her true love is and she runs away, and there's even that scene of like her running away,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But this movie does it so well.
It's so
and I
perfect.
could not be mad at that at all. And I was like, you know, when I was first watching the movie, I was like, I hope it doesn't do that, because that wouldn't work at all. But by that point in the movie, you're so emotionally
Yeah.
invested by
Yeah.
these characters. You're like, you know what? This is exactly what should be happening
Yeah.
right now.
It earns that
Like,
moment.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm a sucker for a running scene. I'm a sucker for like I just love a good running
Yeah.
scene. I have to go run for like the love of my life.
She's off
I
to
like-
the airport. You
Yeah.
gotta go find
I
her.
love-
It's giving like, well, I mean, of course, this was way before this, but like immediately what I thought of was like La La Land, when Mia like hears the song on the radio and then she realizes,
Right.
and then she runs to go see Sebastian at the
Right,
theater.
at the theater, yeah.
Yeah.
No, like, I love those moments if they're earned and
Yeah,
done well. And
exactly,
this
of
movie
course.
earns it, dude. Like,
Absolutely.
it fucking, like, oh my god. It so earns it. It's so... Can we keep... do we have to talk about Hot Frosty? I feel like we can
I
keep-
could do another hour on
I
this.
think
We
we
can
need
do
to talk
another
about
hour.
Hot
It's
Frosty.
been 40
But-
minutes.
Okay, let's-
guys.
I want to say I want to ask one more thing before we wrap up.
Sure.
Oh, God.
Do you, and this, okay, for all of you, do you actually think The Apartment is a Christmas movie?
Yeah.
No.
I put this in my review because I was curious, because I saw a lot of people
Mhm.
mentioning it.
I would... Okay, maybe I'm... Okay, I think it's a Christmas movie, but I think it's more New Year leaning, I would say.
Okay.
I wouldn't call this a Christmas movie or a New Year's. It takes place during Christmas
Yeah.
time, but that doesn't make it a Christmas movie to me, because that's not the main emphasis of the movie.
Interesting.
You know,
Yeah.
Okay.
like a Christmas movie is like
So-
tra la la la.
Well,
We're
okay,
doing.
but a Hallmark movie,
Yes.
would you call those Christmas movies? Like the ones that are set during Christmas?
Hot Frosty.
Would you call that a
Hot
Christmas
Frosty
movie?
is, but I've seen a few
You'd
Hallmark
have to
Christmas
give
movies because like
examples.
my mom watches them. I can't think
Hell
of
yeah.
like any specific ones, but like so many of those movies are also Christmassy in the sense that they just take place at Christmas.
Do you
But there
consider
are-
this a Christmas movie?
I do.
Okay.
Because a lot of these like Hallmark movies, like they're set at Christmas, but like they're about like finding love and the true meaning of love and like finding someone to be with during the holidays and that kind of like generic stuff that like kind of applies to Christmas.
I think that's as Christmassy as it gets.
I know, like when it's done right, it can be, because this movie, like the whole bit of like Fran like taking the sleeping pills, she wakes up on Christmas morning and they spend Christmas together learning what love is. Like that is like every Christmas movie.
Right.
It is so clearly a Christmas movie.
True.
I think it's probably just because, maybe it's also because it's in black and white. I feel like that does add to it because I feel like with Christmas
there
movies,
should be
you
more
think
upbeat.
there's like all of the colors, all the red, you know, the lights on the Christmas tree.
Well, there is It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah, that's
which
true.
is in black and white,
Yeah.
and it's like the Christmas movie.
It is, yeah.
So...
But that's just one thought that just came to my head. But also, like, I feel like, especially in more modern Christmas movies, there's a very, like, they're almost always set in these, like, Christmas towns where it's, like, every single spot of the town is decorated.
Yeah.
It's super Christmassy just in, like, its setting.
Yeah.
That, like, this, it feels, like, I would say, I mean, it's very, like, I feel like I can easily say something is a Christmas movie just if it's set during Christmas. Or, like, honestly, that kind of just expands. Like, I'd say it's more of, like, a winter movie, if that makes sense. Like, it's the type of movie that I feel like has that, like, vibe that, like, I want to be, not necessarily, like, Christmassy, but that, like, I want to, like, watch it while it's, like, snowing outside and, like, you know, I'm curled up with a cup of, like, hot chocolate.
Sure.
That type of thing. But I'd say it's a Christmas movie.
I'd say if you were to consider this a Christmas movie, it's as much of a Christmas movie as like Die Hard or like Eyes Wide Shut or...
Yeah, it's not as much of a Christmas movie as ones that are like about Santa and elves and
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
that.
It's like...
But like the best Christmas movies are ones that are just like set at Christmas, I
Exactly.
think.
You know what?
Like,
No,
it's
no,
not
I would call this a Christmas movie. I think most Christmas movies that I consider Christmas movies are just like the backdrop is Christmas, right?
Yeah, and they're like romance movies about love. Like that's...
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, I feel like it's also just very realistic in that way, where it's like, yeah, you're not going to have some like big epic story happen that's all about meeting Santa Claus on Christmas, you know? It's like, yeah, it's a nice Christmas.
And I think, well, like one of the elements is like, what, like, oh, my ex like sends me a fruitcake every Christmas and stuff like that.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
one of the bits in the movie.
Yeah, that's true.
And even like the suicide thing, like that's very common during the holidays. Like statistically speaking, suicides are common during the holidays because people like realize like, you know, they see love around them, people being with their families, and they feel like they don't have that, and it brings out depressive thoughts. And this movie's about that, like it's her realizing that she's not loved, and that's so real, you know?
Yeah. There's so much we could say about the film.
There's
like
so much more to talk
we haven't
about.
even gotten into the whole like, I don't know, like the corporate aspect of the movie, like climbing the business ladder and like what that entails, and you know, getting how his promotion at the start of the movie is essentially him moving down the office into some closed off box.
Where he has like a full window and he can just watch all of the other people just there.
Exactly. Like there's so much to say about that, and I feel like this is probably the oldest movie I've seen that tackles that like topic with some level of nuance. I think all the other ones I've seen come after this, so I think this is probably one of the first ones. Again, extremely, you know, taking a lot from The Trial and stuff like that by Kafka. But yeah, we haven't even, I mean, I don't know. We talked about the love aspects of this instead, which I think is good. I think that's what the movie is really about. It's about love and stuff like that. But yeah, I feel like an hour-long discussion of this film is not doing it justice.
No, we have to wrap up at some point.
We do have to wrap up.
Final notes, everyone.
All right, Alex.
This is one of the most
we
perfect
know
movies that have ever been made.
We know what Alex is giving
Every
this.
syllable of this movie is
2
perfect.
out of
This is
10.
a flawless movie. Perfect. 10 out of 10. One of the best movies of all time. One of the most rewatchable movies. I could watch it right now. I could watch it 5 times.
You know
in a
what?
day.
Let's
It's
stop this
so
recording.
fucking
Okay.
good. Yeah.
Sam?
I feel bad now because I'm gonna say I think if I could give half things or quarter stars on Letterboxd.
You can say like 5.5 or say like go
well,
on.
like I on a scale of 1 to 10, I would probably give it around a 9.5. Like I feel like I know I'm sorry.
Alex is crying.
If you're disappointed with that, you're gonna kill me.
Man.
It's the closest to a
no.
10 out of 10 that I can get without it really being a 10. Like
What's stopping this?
But you've only
I
seen
don't
it
know.
once.
I
Just-
have
just
only
you
seen
wait.
it once.
You'll see
I
it again,
feel
you'll
like,
give it a 10.
especially after this
When you say
conversation,
that with me.
I'll probably end up rewatching it, maybe
Yeah.
sometime in the holidays again, or
Yeah.
next, wintertime,
Or right
I'll
now.
or right now, guys, let's watch it right now. But yeah, I don't even really know what was really stopping it from being a 10 out of 10. I just feel like, yeah, I don't know. I guess I didn't feel as connected to the characters as I feel like the movie was trying to be. I still felt connected, but I feel like there was some distance. But maybe that's just something that I'll have to rewatch it.
Sure.
Because I also was kind of very surprised at the kind of darker tones of it. So I feel like I wasn't really
It throws
expecting
you for a
that.
loop,
So
yeah.
the first part of the movie, I was really only watching it as like a comedy.
Mhm.
So maybe with a rewatch, I'll enjoy it more. But yeah.
Yeah, I think it happens like rarely, and so whenever like a movie like moves me emotionally, I tend to give it like a higher rating. But in this case, aside from first of all, it earns that emotional impact. It's not like manipulating you or like anything like that. It really earns it, and every other aspect of this film is so good. It's so perfect. The comedy is like perfect. The directing is perfect. The script is amazing. The performances are unbelievable. I saw some people being like, "Oh, Jack Lemmon is way too over the top" or something. I think he's supposed
he's
to
one
be
of my
over the.
favorite
I think
actors.
it's perfect. That's his character.
Also, did you know that the guy who plays the doctor that lives next door, he was nominated for Best Supporting Actor for this
He
movie?
was?
Really?
Yeah. he
You know,
was.
Dr. Dreyfus.
Yeah, Dr. Dreyfus.
That's crazy.
I think that's so
That was
deserved.
during a time where like the supporting categories were more like small like supporting.
I was gonna say he's in
performances.
like 5 scenes.
I know, like Sheldrake is like the big supporting performance. He wasn't
Yeah.
nominated,
I
but the
think-
doctor
Kinda
was.
I think
That's
Dreyfus
crazy.
deserves it, man. I think
Sure, he's really good. I like him.
Great role.
Yeah.
No, I think this movie, first watch, if it wasn't a 10 before, it definitely is a 10 after talking about it. So I'm gonna give it a 10. I think it's amazing. It's so good. I think it's funny. It's great. It's fucking sad, man. Like it's not even sad. It's just emotional, you know. And like it makes you emotional, even like talking about it in like a deeper way.
Yeah.
I think. It's great. I give it a 10. I'm so like, it's a type of movie that gets you excited. I love it. It's great.
does.
That's a 10.
I'm bracing for impact right
I originally
now. Okay.
had this at a 6 out of 10. I liked it. I didn't love it. I felt like it was slow at some parts for me personally.
Okay.
I'd bump it to like a 6.5 to a 7 after this discussion.
You
That's
know
good
what?
then. That's
not
a plus.
the worst.
Yeah, Alex won't kill me. Yay!
For a first time viewing, when you see it for like the 5th, 6th time,
I'm
then
not
you'll
gonna
bump
watch
it.
it 5 or 6 times.
No, you will.
Guys,
You will.
I'd
It's the most
rewatch it.
rewatchable movie ever made.
I disagree.
Okay, look,
I could
so
watch
is-
other
The thing with the
movies very
slow
well.
parts you're saying, like I get that, like maybe the movie does slow down a
Those
little
are the
bit.
parts that make me cry.
We
No,
have different.
No.
things.
No,
I
we have
think
different
I think the
triggers.
parts like in the first half that do kind of slow down for me, I was like, oh, this is kind of slow, but then it's like setting up a bit, or it's setting up something,
But-
and it pays off, and so it's just like
Yes, but at the same time, like you guys were talking about how you found this funny. I didn't find the
Okay,
humor
well,
in
that's
it
a
until you
difference.
brought it out, and I was like, okay, sure, I can.
Okay, well, that's a
appreciate
difference
that.
in sense of
So
humor, I guess, or
yeah,
something.
I'd say 6 to a 7.
I
for me.
think-
I didn't dislike the movie. I'm more than neutral of it. Like I'm like, okay, I can appreciate that.
Okay.
That.
I
But
think
it's not like
the
I'm in love with
script-
this
I think
movie.
the script of this movie is so smart that it's setting up jokes every single second, and if it's not setting up jokes, it's trying to like make you cry, and so it just works. Like it's not wasting any time, at least not to me.
No.
So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think if there's any Billy Wilder movie you would actually like, it's Some Like It Hot. I want to do that at one point on the podcast. I think you'd like that one.
How long is it?
It's not that long.
It's like 90 minutes. Actually.
None of his movies are that. They're all like 90 minutes.
This was 2 hours.
Well, sure. Whatever.
Anyways.
He is like one of my favorite
Transitioning.
directors.
All
What
right.
a film.
Now to
That's
another
a picture. What a
movie.
picture, you know.
To a movie that came out last year, shot in
Brockville.
Ottawa and Brockville. Hot Frosty, starring Lacey Chabert.
Okay,
I
no,
don't
hold
know
on.
her
Let's talk about the
Starring-
cast for a second.
name. Okay.
Yeah.
So, a little known fact: Avery is actually an actress, a professional actress. This is not a bit. This is true.
She's one of the main characters.
She I'm Hot Frosty.
Yeah.
Avery was an extra in this film, and she is an extra in plenty of other films.
Yeah.
All your favorite films, she's been in them.
She was in The Apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there. I was alive.
She was the apartment.
She was The
I was
Apartment.
just-
This is true.
I was just there. Yeah.
You were like a lamp.
Yeah.
like just a person with like a lampshade.
Yeah, with like a
on their head.
lampshade over it, like,
But no, Avery is actually an extra in this movie, and she
Yeah.
is an extra in some other movies. So
Yeah.
if anyone's curious, if you go to Hot Frosty and you skip to the 55th minute and 30 seconds, you'll see a little blur in the background and a woman wearing like a pink beanie.
you can see it after.
And
I'll
that's-
have to show you it.
that's-
'Cause I remember when I was watching it, I was thinking the whole time, I'm like, where is Avery?
Yeah.
Where is
The
Avery?
reason why I recommended this movie was simply because I was in it. That sounds so egotistical. Like I didn't
I think-
see
Well, yeah,
this
I
movie.
think it was like a collective thing of like we think it would be fun.
Yeah.
Just to also hear your
yeah,
And it's
and
experience.
also
I also
because-
didn't watch this movie, but
we've known that you were an extra in this, but none of us have ever really talked about it, and you've never talked about like what it was like, or like, you know, the filming and stuff like that. The director, you met him, I assume.
I didn't meet the director. You don't meet the director.
Oh,
Was
okay.
not directing the scene you were in?
You talk to the third AD. Yeah.
But okay, Avery, I'm glad that you were an extra in this because I have nothing to say about this shit. So I think
Okay.
it's good if you talk about your experience as an extra.
What do you
And just
wanna
in
know?
general, I think, like, when did you like start? Like, what was your first like extra role?
My
Your big
first
break.
extra
Yeah, your
role
big
was
break.
actually one I showed you guys in adulthood, where I met Billy Lord.
That was your
And
first one?
that was my first one.
Really?
May 20th, 2024. Oh my god, I could show you guys. I was like a waitress in this movie, and there was like a pad thing. I have the note that I wrote in the movie. I kept it.
That's okay. So your extra role in that movie was
Yeah.
actually, so if you watch that, what's it called again?
Adulthood.
Adulthood.
With
It's actually like you
Josh
see your
Gad.
face.
You see my whole
Like you see her
body.
entire body
You
and
can
everything.
see me
In Hot
properly.
Frosty, she's just kind of like a blur in the background.
Yeah.
But in this one,
You
you
can
actually-
fully
downgraded
see me.
after.
How
That's
did you
true.
downgrade? You fell off.
I fell off, guys. It went downhill from there.
Dude, when you were playing the waitress and writing in your notebook, were you like method acting and actually writing like, oh, bacon, egg, and cheese?
No, I was scribbling and then I wrote, "This is really cool."
That's
You can
fun.
see it. You can see it. I can show it to you.
Okay,
one
so
day if
how
you
did you get into this? Like, tell us.
I find acting fun. I think it's really fun, and I occasionally take acting classes. And one of the teachers is like, "If you're ever bored and want to make easy money, be an extra." Because basically, in Ottawa, I don't know how it's like in other cities, but in Ottawa, there's this website where you sign up, you pay like a fee, and then you submit yourself, and then they cast you in background roles. No experience necessary, no anything. It's great, easy money, and if you get bumped up to be an actra, which means you get to be part of the union, it's even more money. It's like $35 an hour.
So you're
It's
doing
like
this for
good
the money,
money.
basically.
Well, it's also fun to like have experience being on an actual film
Right, no, of
set.
course.
Because that was the second time in my life I was on an actual film set, and I was like, "Whoa, this is how they do it? That's crazy."
Okay, we'll get into Hot Frosty, but I guess adulthood was a more prominent, like,
Yes.
extra
Oh my
time.
god,
So-
that was like the best day of my life.
What was it, Leia? Tell us, please.
It was okay. So that
Did
was
you meet
shot-
the director?
I saw him, but I had a full-on conversation with Billy Lord and Anthony. I always forget his last name. Kerrigan. Oh my god, it was because I've been a huge fan of Billy Lord forever because she's Carrie Fisher's daughter, and I love Scream Queens. I love American Horror Story, etc., etc., etc. Anyways,
Sequels.
the sequel, yes. Anyways, basically what
Alex
happens
loves the sequel.
is, which is disappointing. You show up on set. Usually it's like an early call time. So for this, for example, I was there at like 6 a.m. And it's usually like average, like a
That's
12-hour
crazy.
day.
That
Well,
is
it's
crazy.
fun. It's fun.
No, I know. It just,
And then, there's something called BG holding, which is where all the background people are. And you bring your own wardrobe. So you bring your own clothes. They don't allow logos. They don't allow like small patterns and stuff. There's like a set rules. They're like, hey, dress for this, because they give you a call sheet and stuff. And then you go through, the wardrobe lady kind of picks out your outfit, and then you wait there until they call you on set. And then the third AD comes to you and is like, hey, you're going to go here, and then you're going to walk over there. And then you're gonna nod your head and be very happy. You're gonna act like this is the best day of your life because we're in a Hallmark movie, people. Everyone's happy. And then you just
Adulthood is a Hallmark movie?
No, but I'm saying in general.
Oh, okay,
Most
okay.
things I've done were Hallmark stuff
Okay.
because that's all that's really shot in
That's what they do in Ottawa. Yeah.
There was a movie in Ottawa. Did I tell you this with Michael Cera?
Yeah.
You're saying that right
In
now.
Carlton
right?
Place, yeah.
Yep.
I believe, I don't know if this is true, but I think Ottawa is where almost every single Hallmark film is shot.
A lot of them.
A lot of them.
Why is
Yeah.
that? Is there like a reason for that? Like, is it like
I think it's
It's
just
It's
attack?
a small city feel in a big bustling city. A small town feel in a big bustling
I
city.
recommend
Yeah.
everyone watch Magic on Set. That's
Oh,
where that's
God.
from.
Oh.
It's great.
yeah. But no. Yeah, that's basically
I'm surprised you didn't meet the director because I feel like in adulthood you kind of walk across the camera, and I'd assume as a director you would want to know what's happening
For
in front of-
timing and stuff.
Yeah.
The
That's-
director is never in charge of background. They're in charge of like the lead.
But
people.
you're
But
not
you
the
walk in
background.
front of
Yeah.
the lead.
Yeah, but the director would say, "Hey, like, okay, technically, if you guys want to know a embarrassing story, not really. Basically, what they do is they call background action before the action. I didn't know this because it was my first time on set, so I went on, like, I was supposed to like wait, and then on action I crossed, and I went on background action." And then the director was like, "She went too early. Tell her to do it right next time."
No.
But it's fine. But no,
you
usually,
didn't. You were supposed to go on normal action,
yeah.
not
Like
background?
I was supposed to like, yeah, I'm serving you, and then I cross.
Right, so you weren't like background then, and so I feel like the director should have talked to you. I
No,
think
you
that's so
are.
fucked up.
Anyways,
It's
the
funny
director.
the director's like to someone else, tell her to do this.
Yeah,
That's
the
so
director.
strange
The
to me, I
director
don't know.
never. No, because the
Like
director.
a
There's
big
like a
shot
hierarchy.
director of adulthood starring
No,
Josh
but
Gad.
there's like a hierarchy to it.
Oh, is this fucking PTA
there's
or
a
someone? Who
hierarchy.
is this?
It's Alex Winter. There's like a hierarchy.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa, that's
I
crazy.
saw him.
Really?
He's in the room. There's what's it called?
He's
Scream.
Bill or Ted.
Yeah.
He did the Smosh the movie.
He also directed Smosh the movie. That's
That's
right.
crazy.
This fucking guy. He's not. That's okay.
Anyways, there is like a hierarchy to like, for example, like a story I like to tell is I was told by all the background people, like the other background people, because we're all in the same place. Because I was like excited that Billie Lourd was there, so I was like, "Oh, do you think I could like get a photo with her or something?" And everyone's like, "You do not talk to the main cast. Like they will kick you off if they do that. Like do not speak to the people."
That's crazy.
So well, I mean, it makes sense. So when I was, because in between takes, I had to like stand there and like, so in between takes, they were like talking to me because I was standing there, and the whole time I was like, do I talk to these people or do I? Because I thought I was gonna get kicked out. Anyways, but no, it's fun. Everyone's super chill. It's like it's like the same group of people, so you make friends and stuff. What was cool watching Hot Frosty is I recognized a bunch of the people who were also in the
that's
background.
cool, yeah.
So I was like, whoa, my boys.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. That like
So-
this is something you'd hear on like a official like Hollywood podcast. They're like, oh, they told me not to speak to the actors, or they're like kick me out and stuff. But it's like you saying that, and it's so strange. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I don't mean
What
that.
does that
I don't
mean?
mean
I'm
that,
a
no,
pro.
No, it's
pro-
just
no, I
it's
get
just
what
because
you
like I
mean.
know you, and it's just like I don't know. It's
Yeah.
strange to
Yeah.
think like you were like in front of Billie Lourd. And,
I was
like,
in front of Billie Lourd
Yeah.
people.
We need to like have a reeled in cameo in some movie, just like all four of us
We
together.
could.
Well, you
in the
guys can
background.
sign up.
Yeah,
Did I tell you about how I met Asher Angel?
You didn't. You mentioned that.
Oh
yeah.
my god, that was crazy.
Little Shazam.
Ah, Shazam. Anyways.
Okay, so hot.
Can we
hot,
talk about Hot Frosty?
No,
now?
how was your experience like on Hot Frosty? Like what?
It
how
was
did
fine.
that
It was
go?
like nothing about it really stood out to me because I didn't know. I know the other guys from Schitt's Creek, but I've never seen that show, so I didn't really care.
That was before
That
your
he was
time.
there. So I don't know. It was just cool. It was weird to me because all the snow in this movie isn't real snow. This was shot in April,
Right.
so that was
Right.
kind of cool. How like the people they would like to make it appear snow, like they'd take like a blowtorch and like it was like cotton, if that makes sense,
Mhm.
and then they like
Yeah.
blowtorch it to make it appear
Asbestos,
melted.
maybe.
Yeah, which was really cool. So I was just more intrigued by that than anything.
And you had to like wear like a winter jacket and shit because like
Yeah.
you're all supposed to look like in winter. Were
Yep.
you like hot wearing that for like 12
It
hours a
wasn't
day?
that bad. Like it was April, so it wasn't like July or something, right? So, but
I'm
and you can
curious.
take it off in between.
How, if you don't mind
Yeah.
saying this, how much did you get paid
For that one specifically, well,
Yeah,
I
for
was
Hot
only
Frosty.
making like 100 and something.
Do you get paid hourly or
Yeah,
how
it's
does
like
it-
hourly.
So how much was it like per hour?
It's minimum wage.
Oh, okay.
For me, because I'm not actor.
Okay,
But like
that
if
makes
you
sense.
you can also get bumped up. Like there was one that I did where I got bumped because you have to have a certain amount of actor on set at all times. So sometimes like if an actor cancels, then they just bump a random person up. So that time I got bumped and then we went into overtime. So if you do more than 9 hours, and like every hour that you do overtime, it like increases. So we did like a 12-hour shoot, and by like overtime hour 3, it was like $75 an hour. And I was like, this is insane.
That's crazy.
So yeah,
How long did that shoot take? The Hot Frosty shoot?
I think it was like 12 hours. That's like average though. That's like a typical day.
12 hours.
Yeah, you'd
That's
be
crazy.
surprised. That's one thing that really shocked me going on movie
In
sets
a day?
is how long it takes to film like a scene. Because we only filmed like that one scene because you need all the different coverages and then you need like multiple takes of each coverage. So it's like you
That's
do it like
so
that
crazy.
one
All
scene.
that to see
It's
the
probably
back of her head for like 1 second blur.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
But,
And like, I don't know. The thing with okay, it is kind of like a long scene, I guess, so I kind of get it. But it's
Yeah.
such a like unremarkable scene. Like it's just two people having a
Yeah.
conversation, and the
Right,
camera cuts
yeah.
back and forth.
yeah.
And the fact that that took 12 hours.
Yeah, it was. I mean, well, think about like a movie. It takes multiple months to film.
I mean, I
any
get that.
movie.
I know.
So you think like
Yeah.
if you do like a scene a day, like that checks out.
I feel
I feel
like
like you could bang that out in like an hour.
I wouldn't say an hour, but like I feel like 12 hours for a scene where two people are having a conversation and
Yeah.
nothing
well,
else.
plus lunch.
Sorry,
Plus lunch. Plus
is
an hour
lunch like 6 hours long or something?
Yeah, this
Yeah.
seems like a minute or two.
Well, think
maybe.
like you
Yeah.
get there before you even get on set.
Okay,
you're,
how long is shooting? Like the camera's rolling. How long did that? Like if you could like.
oh, I don't remember. Like multiple hours. Like I'd say the first hour that you're there is just like hair, makeup, wardrobe. Because
Okay.
you have to put all the extras through that. All the main cast you
Yeah.
get dolled up or whatever.
Did you get makeup done?
Not on this one.
Yeah, that
But
would
I
make
have.
sense.
There was one where I've gotten like my hair done and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then you then have to like the third AD comes and gives you direction and stuff, and then like there's rehearsals for the main cast, and then you start one setup, do that however many takes. Then they have to take all the lights down, redo them so that the lighting is good in the other. It does take time. Like once
Yeah,
you
no.
see it, it does make
Yeah.
sense. You know.
I
Did
get
it
that.
feel really long? Like, did
No.
you? No.
That's just me. I feel like some people though, like some people do it for the money and some people do it because they like being on
Yeah.
set. I enjoy being on
That-
set.
that-
so
That's
fair.
fair.
That's
I
fair.
feel like if you enjoy it, then of course.
Yeah.
it doesn't feel long for me. Some people like want to kill themselves though.
Then why are you doing it? There's
for the
other
money.
things you can
It's
do.
easy money.
You can
Most
work at
people.
McDonald's.
That would probably be me if I did it like regularly. Like one
Yeah.
time would be really cool, but if I was
Mhm.
doing that constantly, I'd be like, okay, this is
Yeah.
a bit.
That's-
slow.
Most people do it as like a retirement job because they don't.
That's-
It's not that
that's fair.
physically
honestly
straining.
That's
Most of
fair.
the time, you're either walking or sitting.
I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest, and I say this with zero filmmaking, like, professional filmmaking experience. I feel like 12 hours
So long.
for like.
We made an entire short film in like 3 hours.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't
but
It
think
is
ours.
just as good as Hot Frosty.
I mean this so genuinely. I feel like 12 hours for that one, like, 2-minute long scene of two people just having a conversation is overkill. I don't know. Am I
sad.
crazy?
I
for
know,
thinking
I get
that?
what you mean. 'Cause
I get what you
like,
mean, but that's for like any movie, right?
What
Fair.
exactly? Because I mean, I haven't seen the scene where you're in. Is it
Yeah.
like?
It's the scene where he's talking
It's
to the good cop.
The good cop.
and he's
yeah.
like, "Oh, look at your dress." He's like the brown lapels and stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's that scene.
Yeah, no, that's like. I mean, I understand that there's a lot of coordination, especially when
Mm-hmm.
it's like outside and there's people like doing stuff in the
No,
background.
but they're
and
just walking,
everything,
though.
But I mean, yeah, like I still 10 like if you count out the hour of getting ready, count out lunch,
Mhm.
10 hours is still like a
It is
very
a
long
lot.
time.
Well, think like the
But-
scene in Adulthood where it's just Billy Lord and Anthony just chatting. That took 12 hours too.
No, I get that because that scene, he has to come inside. The camera has to move a little bit. The camera has to like zoom into
So
them.
that adds 6 hours.
Yes, because you're moving the camera, so you're more
Yeah.
prone to error. But in this, it's like a still static camera.
You don't have to like
I don't
reset the
know,
camera.
man.
Like it can just stay there the whole scene.
Exactly.
You know.
Right?
I don't
Like,
know what to tell you, man.
Oh,
That's
man.
just how it was.
I
We
think-
gotta go and see it for ourselves.
I think Alex Winter is an extremely incompetent
Okay,
director. That's what I
okay.
think.
He didn't do Hot Frosty.
Did he? Oh,
He
my,
did-
I take that back, Alex Ventura. I'm so
Who
sorry.
directed Hot Frosty?
Who
I don't
directed
know.
Hot Frosty?
What are his critics?
Anyways, can we talk about the movie itself
No,
now?
let's keep
Yeah.
talking
I want to
about
find
your
out who directed this
extra
movie.
career, please.
We're not gonna. Anyways, Hot Frosty is a fun Christmas.
Jerry, I might
good
butcher the
God.
last name, but it's Jerry, and he directed a bunch of other Hallmark Christmas movies, it seems. He directed Angel Falls Christmas.
Joy to the World, Turkey Drop,
Do you know this movie?
Psycho Girls.
Don't know any of these movies.
Anyways, can we
What a
talk
guy.
about the movie itself now? I feel like
let's get
that's
into the
fair.
movie.
Who wants to describe the plot of this movie?
Sam, go crazy.
Okay. So the plot of this movie is that there's this girl, dead husband, and she's kind of
Of course.
No, it's like when there's like a
Fucking
shot
died,
of just like
cancer.
showing her with like some guy, like her,
Mhm.
she's in his arms, and I'm like, is this dead husband or dead father? It's one of the two every
Yeah,
single time.
has
It's dead
to be.
husband. But she's kind of upset. She's kind of lonely. She lives in kind of this beat up house because her husband used to, fix the house, but he can't fix it anymore. So she's kind of lonely. It's like the Christmas season, and one of her, I guess, like friends from like, she lives in this like town where everyone knows
Small
each other,
town.
of course. Though there's a mall at some point, which is kind of strange. I
No,
feel
there's
like
not.
isn't there
A
like
mall?
a shot where it's like
Where
kind
they're
of like a
Can I actually
Oh,
say
right.
like
something?
they go
Montage.
shopping and something
For the
and I'm like,
suits?
yeah.
Are you talking about that? Okay, wait. I have a story. There's stairs in one of them, and they come down the stairs. If that makes sense.
Mhm.
That setup, I know exactly where that is because I wasn't there that day, but they used that exact same like stair hallway for another Christmas Hallmark movie
Oh my god.
that I was part of.
Of
I could.
course.
It's on Spark Street. I could show you guys.
It's crazy.
Wow.
But yeah, no. Yeah. Anyways, it's a small town, and
Hope
one of
Springs.
her Hope Springs. That's the name. Hope Springs, and she like one of her kind of like friends from the town is like, hey, my husband got me this scarf or something when we met. Here's the scarf so that you can find your true love. And she's like, okay, thank you. She goes out and there's a snowman there who has like full abs and everything, just completely shirtless.
Hell yeah.
And she's like, oh no, the snowman's cold. So she puts her little scarf on there and the snowman comes to life. And so
Okay, you say snowman. It's like a sculpted, like...
It's a
yeah,
man made out of
it's
snow.
like there are two like traditional like snowmen by him. This is like an actual like man.
Yeah.
It was, like,
A man
sculpted
made out of
abs.
Who
snow.
the fuck sculpted that?
I don't
Like,
know.
It's a snowman sculpting competition.
Yeah.
And somebody sculpted that.
I
That
don't
was
know,
my
man.
character. Deleted scene, guys.
Yeah. But yeah, he turns into a real human
A
being.
shirtless hot.
Yeah.
He's not that hot.
He is not that
body-wise.
hot.
No.
I'm so sorry.
No.
No, I know.
And
If it was
he did
Hayden
not have to be
Christensen,
shirtless
that
for
would
like.
be
You know what? Let's
half
talk
the
about that.
movie.
The movie's called Hot Frosty. It's selling the idea that this snowman, this frosty guy, is hot. Do we think that he's
He has a
hot?
hot body.
Okay.
Facially.
I'm so sorry.
What?
I disagree. I think I just hate the fact
I
that
don't like it either.
he's just shirtless the whole movie. But like you see his abs, you see his like veiny arms.
You don't
But,
like
like,
that?
I don't
huge
like that
buff
like
arms.
dehydrated look that all these big celebrities
No.
have these days.
As a
It's
straight-
so unattractive.
As a
No.
straight man, I think he's all insanely ugly. I'm sorry. I don't get it, man.
It's not my type.
Like-
in his face, he's like mewing
Yeah.
the like unintentionally.
Yeah,
as
no.
her
Can I
movie.
say like every male actor in these like Hallmark movies look like hockey players? They're like
Derogatory, like
yeah, I'm not into that. And all the women look like they're really active on Facebook.
Facebook moms.
Yeah.
Facebook moms and hockey
She
players.
looks like a Facebook model.
She
You're so
does.
No,
right.
that's what I'm saying. None of the actors in any of these
Yeah.
kind of movies are my type. They're just
No,
you know,
yeah.
no offense to them.
Because the thing is, I feel like the point of these like Hallmark movies is almost always just to have like two hot actors, fall
Lacey
in
is
love or
very
whatever. I mean, she's
Considering she's like in her 40s,
I
she
mean,
still doesn't
they're-
look
they're
that
all,
much
like,
older than.
conventionally
Yeah,
attractive.
but it's like, I feel like that's kind of the point of it. So it's like, if you don't find these actors attractive, then it's like,
It's
don't
very
even
much
really...
the point of it, because the movie's called Hot
Yeah,
Frosty.
exactly. And
It's
everyone
selling
keeps on bringing up how hot he is.
Yeah,
like, that's a
even like all the
reoccurring
elderly
thing.
women are like, oh my god, his dick. Look
Everybody
at
in
that.
this town is so horny. It's crazy.
Absolutely.
Apparently-
We're all in love with the
Apparently
snowman.
Christmas is about being horny or something.
Yeah.
The movie's trying to, I don't know. Like, they made a movie about this. It's called Eyes Wide Shut. You know, that's not right. If you want to watch a horny Christmas movie, watch Eyes Wide Shut. That's all I'm gonna say.
But yeah,
Man.
so he comes to life, and you know, what's her name?
Kathy.
Kathy.
Kathy, yeah.
Kathy.
So
Kathy and Jack.
Yeah, Jack
Not
is the name
Jack
of
Hughes,
the snowman. And Jack comes to Kathy and is like, oh my god, I'm in love with you. Or like, no, I love you. You made me into a real, like, you know, person.
A real boy.
And then Kathy's like, whoa, I'm still not over my dead husband.
Right.
I don't know if I can love anyone right now. You don't know what love is. Like, let's...
Also, my house was broken down because my husband.
Oh,
died.
yeah.
You know,
That
we
too.
used to repair the house.
And so, like, but also on the first night that Jack, like, turned into a human being, he didn't have any clothes on, so he was basically streaking all
Yeah.
around the town.
He had a scarf.
And he did have a scarf. I don't think it was covering up too much.
You don't even see his dick. That's fucked
If
up.
the movie showed his dick, I would give it like an extra 2 stars. I would like,
I definitely would.
Yeah.
know.
like if it pulled like a Boogie Nights type of thing at the end, maybe where he just like whips it
Big
out
reveal.
for no reason. Yeah.
Yeah. Or if they revealed that like he didn't have one before when he was a snowman, like
Someone's
he has like
gotta-
a Ken doll type.
Spawn, yeah, we were in the car before, and
Right,
he
right,
made a comment.
yeah.
He was like, "Someone had to sculpt that thing."
Someone had to sculpt
That's
that dick. One of the reviews on Letterboxd said, this movie implies that someone sculpted his dick. Right?
That's
Otherwise he
true.
wouldn't have one. Because he just...
Do we know
I
he
mean-
had one?
All the women were going
Yeah.
crazy over like looking at his
Yeah,
dick and
that's-
stuff.
I mean, wasn't like
Yes,
the
I guess they
police
would've
officer
seen,
saying like
yeah.
about like the 2 like people who saw him when he was streaking was like,
That's
oh,
true.
she wasn't looking at his face,
That's true.
you know?
Yeah.
So like, but yeah, I mean, this town is already horny enough. Of course, someone would sculpt his dick. But yeah, and so he like also like broke into a store on his
Mhm.
first night and stole some clothes, and so the police of the town are kind of like after him. So Kathy kind of like tells him to like lay low and not tell anyone that he's a snowman.
And he lays
and
low.
he
He
does-
physically lays low.
He physically lays
Good
low.
bit.
And yeah, so he starts staying with Kathy, and then they fall in love.
Aww.
Okay.
It's so cute.
I-
This movie
Okay.
made me
I-
believe in love again. I was so
And the
pessimistic.
apartment didn't?
No!
Aw.
All the men cheat on their wives.
That's not the point. Okay.
That is the point. And then Jack is willing to do anything for Kathy.
Okay. Look. I'm gonna
fixes
I'm gonna be
his
straight
house.
up. I didn't like the movie.
I
But-
didn't expect you to.
But-
If any of you guys rate this movie well,
No,
I'll
but
be
here's the
surprised.
thing. I am a
Really?
person. There's no
Okay.
fucking way you like this movie, Alex. Alex was like, oh, maybe there's a chance.
Well, he likes the kissing booth, so.
That's true. I'll just say I went to log it last night. I saw both of your ratings, and I was like, I'm not gonna rate it just yet. I'll wait.
Okay. I'm
I'm gonna kill
hopeful.
myself.
I'm hopeful.
Okay, look, here's the thing. I didn't like the movie, but I am not a person who's gonna hate on something needlessly. I'm gonna justify why I hate something. I'm gonna rationalize everything, and I'm gonna make my
We'll have a
points.
civil conversation.
Yeah, we're gonna have a civil conversation because I don't like hating needlessly.
Yeah.
Whenever I hate on things, I have reason to.
Okay.
Okay, so
Fuck you! You don't have to. Okay, continue.
okay. Let's talk about Jack Snowman, which is his legal last name, by the way. Let's
Jack
talk about Jack
Snowman.
Snowman a bit.
Oh.
Okay.
Sam can talk a lot more about this, I think, because she is more passionate about this, but the trope of, an alien person almost, coming to planet Earth and being like, oh, I don't know what's happening, I'm like a new human
The
being.
fish out of water.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Awful trope, first
I
of
hate
all.
it. I
right?
hate it so much.
I like it.
I
like
don't
a good fish out of
dislike it.
water.
Yeah.
I
good.
genuinely, if you can name one time the trope's been done well, I'll concede my point, but I can't think of a single time that trope's actually been done
What's
in
the
a
Brendan
substantial
Fraser
way.
movie where he's like a caveman? That was done well. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Okay, never mind.
Alex, can you
I
think of
just-
one?
Does I mean it's not quite the same thing, but does Dougie Jones count as that? I mean a little bit, right?
Okay. We can't, I'm
I'd have to think about it.
I feel like
You know what?
okay.
When you bring Twin Peaks up,
I feel like kind of, right? A
I
little
mean,
bit.
like,
not
I-
the same way, but
there's an added element to that though.
there, yeah.
Yeah, like
I got one that I just Googled. You could argue Barbie, the 2023 movie. When Barbies
Yeah,
go
when they
to...
go into the real world.
Yeah.
I mean, that's also the stuff I
but
like
I think
least
the
about it.
Or
issue
Elf
is the
is-
love aspect. I
Okay.
feel like it's like, for me at least, like, I mean, I've never actually, like, I brought this up when like me and Asman first watched it, but I feel like one thing I noticed is with most of those kind of like fish out of water like situations, it's normally like a woman, and she's kind of treated as like this kind of like kind of like, oh, I don't know what's going on, anything, I need a man to show me what's going
Sure.
on. Like, kind of like the first thing I think of is Starfire in Teen Titans. Like,
Sure,
where she's kind of like, oh, I'm from this alien planet, I don't know what's going on, and then the man has to kind of like teach her. And I just don't like that trope whatsoever. I feel like it just diminishes any actual character from the person who is this kind of like
right.
stupid thing. Also, it makes no sense in this movie. How the hell does he know like English?
Right, okay.
Like, how does this even? I know it doesn't matter. I know it doesn't matter.
What is you could
But
you know you
there's-
can't teach
okay,
him.
the-
Oh my God, 11 from Stranger Things. New season came out. She's kind of fish out of water.
Okay, she is. Okay,
That's
here's the
not
thing.
fair.
The problem, the thing with 11, the thing with Barbie is that I feel like before
Elf.
they even get out of the water, they're like fleshed out characters as is. You know, like 11 has a past and stuff, and you learn about it. Barbie has like her own life that you learn about. Dougie Jones is from Twin Peaks, by the way. And the reason I don't want to talk about Dougie is because there is an added element of like, you don't, like, what even is Dougie Jones, right? Like, what is that? So that's why I'm not going to talk about that. But with Barbie and
Stranger Things.
11, it's different. Now we can get into, or maybe we can ignore the whole like, oh, how does he know English, how does he know this, and like the
'Cause
plot
that's a
hole
movie.
aspect of
I
it.
don't
Yeah.
care. I mean, the idea of like someone
movie
coming
magic.
to life and discovering like fucking whatever, like that's fine.
Yeah.
My issue with it is that he isn't just like a guy that comes to life. He's a snowman specifically, and they don't do enough with that concept. Like, he kind of like, his whole thing is that like he loves fixing the roof and like doing handyman stuff, and I feel like that doesn't utilize the fact that he's a snowman.
No, but he has the thing where you can't stay warm for very long.
I know, but I want them to do more with that.
He was gonna
Specifically-
die at the end.
No. Okay, we'll get into all that. But specifically, like, for most of the movie, he's just doing like handyman stuff, and I feel like that specifically is my issue. Is that it's not making use of the snowman concept.
How many
But
what would that be though?
My suggestion, because Kathy owns, or she works at like a diner
Yeah.
or
Right.
something, and so I thought like where it was going was that he was gonna love cooking, because there's a whole bit where like she mentions like, oh, you can't taste food or something,
Yeah.
and I thought the idea would be that like he can't taste food, but he loves making it for other people, and but he like can't be in the kitchen because it's too hot and it'll make him melt, and so like this thing that he became passionate about, he can't actually do it. I thought like something like that is where they were going,
Sure.
because that would make use of the fact that he's a snowman.
Right.
But the movie just doesn't really make use of that too much, and it becomes more about just like generic dumb hot guy that everyone's
Yeah.
attracted to.
You know,
what
the
I
movie
mean?
has things of substance. I think the idea of, and the thing of the movie is that it completely throws out any level of nuance the second it introduces it. I
Yeah.
think the whole like broken down house, the hole in the staircase, and the fact that our house is constantly freezing is interesting. It makes for an interesting, like, I don't know, like symbolic or thematic element
I mean,
to the
one
film.
of the opening bits of the
Does
movie is
it?
when she gets out of bed and there's like a heater blasting on her face.
Right.
Sure.
I think that's interesting.
It's interesting.
And with the snowman, it's an interesting like dichotomy. Is that the right word? I don't
Yeah.
know. Like there is something interesting, but the movie throws that out instantly. It doesn't do anything with it.
Yeah.
It's just her house is broken. Like, I don't.
No, but,
is it
but right
that
away,
deep?
right away, the movie's establishing some kind of symbolic connection with her and heat versus him and cold.
It's simply her heater's broken, and she's
I
trying to
know,
keep
but,
warm.
But it's a movie about a snowman that comes
Right.
to
I
life,
know-
and it doesn't utilize the fact that he's a snowman enough. Except for like when it's
I didn't
relevant to
see
the
any
plot.
sort of like symbolism.
I
in
think the
broken
movie
house.
was trying to, or I thought the movie was trying to do that, but it clearly wasn't because it throws it all out. And it kind of disappointed me because instead of that, the movie dumbs itself down and it's like, hey, look at this hot guy and his dick for a few minutes. And I just don't like,
no,
I don't
that's
know.
the issue.
I mean,
Maybe I lack the appropriate amount of whimsy needed to enjoy this film, but I don't know.
It's a pretty
man.
whimsical movie.
I
I will
feel-
say I like the recurring bit where like everyone just immediately accepts that he's a snowman.
That's
it's
yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah, I like the doctor who sees like this guy who's clearly like mentally unwell, who has like delusional ideas about being a snowman, and he has like he's suffering from hypothermia or something because he has a cold body temperature,
Mhm.
and she's like, "What if he was a snowman? Like he probably isn't, but like what if he was? That would be so fun."
Yeah.
You know?
I think okay. Look, me personally, I don't like the fish out of water trope. I have my
That's
reasons.
fair.
I
I
think
don't
it
mind it.
is not to get too woke. I think it is a little problematic, but there are exceptions to that. But I think this film is not one of those exceptions. I'm not a big fan of it.
Yeah, I feel like in so many instances of this trope, the character that is the kind of like fish out of water, doesn't know what's going on, literally basically does not exist outside of their romantic interest who shows them the world and is like, oh, I love you because you showed me all of these things. It's like, doesn't feel like there's any
Yeah.
other thing keeping them together other than the fact that it's like, you brought me to life and like
Right.
now you taught me all these
Sure.
things, so I love you because of it, you know?
Two things. One, with Mike and Eleven, the reason I think it works is because both of them are learning like together.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time in the trope, it's like one person knows everything apparently, and the other person knows nothing, and so it's like you're like raising a child almost, and
Exactly,
it's strange.
yeah.
But I think a way that could be interesting is if a movie or show or whatever it is like hones in on the fact that this person is not a real person without the other person and says something about that, like how
Yeah.
like the lack of character in itself is a character like thing, you know?
Mhm.
But I haven't seen anything that's done
No,
that, and so it just
exactly.
doesn't work. It just makes for like a really non-compelling character.
Exactly.
And it's just that, I think, for me at least.
Yeah,
Maybe
no, I
people like
agree.
it, but yeah.
It's like
that's
there
what I
are
think.
I'm sure there are many circumstances where it does work, but for a lot of the ones that I've seen
Yeah.
where they
Elf.
don't really
Elf.
where they don't
Christmas
really
movie.
like, you know, fully or hone in on that
Mm.
aspect or create like build a character out
Mhm.
of said like fish out of water like
Yeah.
trope, then it just doesn't
Yeah,
work for
exactly.
me.
Okay. Hot Frosty. Avery, do you have anything to say about this?
He goes on to help spread the Christmas cheer. I butchered that. Christmas cheer. And he helps Kathy fall in love again and spread the Christmas cheer. They also help up with the middle school dance, which is a cute scene, I
I like
think.
the part where he asks her, "What's cancer?"
That's true.
Great.
Yeah.
Good.
Do you have anything to say about the cops? You know?
I
so
love
much to
the
say about
cops.
the
I
cops.
actually thought that was so fun.
Okay, let's get into the cops.
This guy is so determined to like have like everything under control. I respect his determination to like
Honestly, yeah.
you know.
Craig
and
Robinson.
I like a good bad cop dynamic. I think
I
it's
do
fun.
like Craig Robinson.
the
I
guy
think
from
he's
The
funny.
Office and
He's
the guy
from
from
The Office.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
They're the cops.
Right.
Would you
Oh
like
wait,
to-
real quick. There's a Mean Girls reference in this movie.
Oh, that's true.
Oh my god. Okay, you mentioned like way before we saw the movie that one of the main actresses was in Mean Girls, and by the time I watched the movie, I completely forgot about that
Mhm.
because like I saw Mean Girls like a
Yeah.
decade ago. It
Sure.
was a while ago, and I
Okay.
only remember like Lindsay Lohan, like Amanda Seyfried, like the
Yeah.
main actresses. I didn't remember this person. Even as I was watching the movie, like I didn't recognize her.
Sure.
And then there's a reference
Yeah.
where like she comes home and Jack is watching a Lindsay Lohan movie
Yeah,
on the
Christmas
TV.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, she looked like a girl I used to know from high school."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's right. She's
Yeah.
in Mean Girls."
She
And I
is.
immediately recognized her
Yeah.
after
So
that. Yeah.
I've never seen Mean Girls, but I watched this with Sam, and she pointed that out.
Yeah.
I noticed Mule. I'm like, oh my god, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's good.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's a good bit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, the cops. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Go for
cops.
it, Alex.
I like them individually. It's so odd because they're kind of both the straight man depending on the joke. You know what I mean? Where like they're both acting like like the goofy one, and then the other riffs off it by being like, "Oh, that was kind of odd that you just said that," and they swap back and forth between being the straight man, and it doesn't work at all.
I know what you mean.
Odd.
Yeah.
I liked it.
No,
I like
mean,
the dynamic.
They're funny, but
I like
feel
where he breaks the fourth wall, and the guy's just like, "Who the fuck?"
I like that. No, there's good jokes with them, but I feel like they didn't flesh out their dynamic like concretely.
I think the movie should have been about them.
Sure. I think one of them should have been the straight man, and one of them should have been the goofy one. I feel like it goes back and forth too much.
That's fair.
Sure.
I do have a few more. I have.
Go for it.
Okay. I'm just gonna read directly from my notes on this one because it's quite long.
Okay.
The film raises important questions about the role of policing in modern society.
Yeah, right. No, it does.
Okay, go.
Hot Frosty posits that Western civilization must reckon with the neoliberal politics of crime control that manufacture consent for a violent police state, using fear-mongering tactics to scapegoat marginalized individuals and sow division amongst the population, thereby absolving the ruling class of its culpability in upholding the forces of capital that necessitate an oppressed class in order to maintain a hierarchical economic structure.
I'm so sorry.
Wait, hold on. Let him cook. Hold on. Let me hear you, man. I want to hear this out.
The film takes an abolitionist position, arguing that the institution of policing is intrinsically rooted in settler colonialism, and only a system of community accountability can deliver justice in an equitable manner. It must also be said that abolishing the modern conceptualization of policing must not be considered an end goal in and of itself, as policing, and by extension the prison-industrial complex, are merely tools of the capitalist state, and thus any attempt to consider community-oriented alternatives to policing must consequently consider alternatives to capitalism itself. Only by dismantling these systems can we truly begin to build an equitable future. This is the ideological position espoused by Hot Frosty.
I agree.
So true. That's actually that from Hot Frosty. That's the thing. Okay.
No, that's true.
No comment.
I think the comment on finding an alternative to the policing system is finding an alternative to capitalism is interesting. Right. I think that's true. Yeah.
I do like how the whole community comes together and they're
actually,
fuck the police.
I didn't even really think of that, but that's so true.
Yeah.
That's actually
But I think it's not really fuck the police. It's it is fuck the police, but it's also surrendering to the police because you can't overthrow the police, right?
Yeah,
they don't jump him or anything.
Accommodating, compensation.
They realize that the whole concept of fucking arresting this guy and bail and being an insane amount of money, the whole thing is just ridiculous, and he completely abandons the rules and procedures, and he's just fuck all this shit, you're just free to go, bail and the whole processing of putting this guy in jail, they just abandon it. Right. And he's you know what? None of that institutional bullshit. He's free to go. You're good. He's a snowman. Fuck it.
It abandons the whole bureaucratic nature of that process. Yeah, no, that's interesting. Yeah. You raised some good points, Alex.
that's actually real. I didn't think of it that way.
How is that the most out of these two movies, the most political thing we have gotten?
One could argue Hot Frosty is a more political movie than The Apartment. It's possible.
That's crazy.
Also, I love the ending. I love true love. He becomes a regular human.
You know what? Sure.
True love's kiss. They fall.
You know what I found so funny is that when she told the whole town he's a snowman, they immediately bought it. They're he's a snowman. And then the first time they see him after that, he's oh, I'm cold. I'm not a snowman anymore. And you think you would think that
after they drag him out though, and he's dead.
Okay, fucking guy passed out in prison. It could have been anything. It could have been overdosing.
But
it's funny that immediately they see a sign that he's not a snowman, and instead of being was that a lie? Was that bullshit? They're just wow, he became a real man.
It's Hope Springs. This happens in Hope Springs.
And also the fact that this kind of the ending when he dies or comes back to life or whatever, happens on Christmas Eve, and then they celebrate Christmas and they have gifts for each other.
This happens instantly.
Yeah. I was okay,
well, we bought it off of using her credit card.
Yeah, I like how he gives her gifts that he bought using her money.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he just came to life. It's
Here's this million, and he knows how to order from Amazon. God, I love Amazon so much. I wish this was an Amazon movie. It would make that so much funnier. Okay.
Like War of the
Anything
Worlds.
else about this movie?
This
Are we
movie-
missing something?
This movie made me believe in love again.
Okay. Are we
Speak to that.
Jack did everything. He respected Kathy. He respected her boundaries. He helped her through a trying time. He fixed up her house. He went above and beyond, I think, for Kathy. And I was like, you know what? There aren't shitty men out there. Jack proved that to me.
But he's not a man. Not until the end.
No, but the movie explicitly says that no man can truly be good. That he's only good because he's a snowman. Remember
You
that?
gotta find yourself a
You don't
man.
see what
you
happens.
gotta go chisel
She's
a
like,
man
what's
out
more
of snow.
realistic? That a man exists that's that nice, or that a snowman came to
Right.
life? And she's like, that's a good point.
Like, and you don't see what happens after the ending of the movie. So maybe when he becomes like a
Happy
real
ever
man.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been such a good ending. If he becomes a real man and
Yeah.
suddenly he's like an
Yeah,
asshole.
he's
Yeah.
like, go make me a sandwich.
Yeah, that would be
For
great.
me,
you know?
bitch.
Exactly, yeah. You know,
I would've given it
I will
5
say
stars if they
something.
did
I
that.
think one aspect of this movie that was kind of leaning towards being interesting, but of course it like stopped. It was that, you know, Kathy, her husband died of cancer, and this guy's a snowman, so he would have like melted eventually and like died. And I think that aspect of like Kathy constantly being abandoned by men that she loves was interesting. And I think there is something you could say about that. But he's
I think
alive and
that's
he's
in there.
he's
Like,
a
she
real.
was afraid of losing another guy.
She
you know?
wanted to kiss him, but he pulled back.
It's there,
He
but then
didn't want to hurt her.
No,
And that's
it is
sweet.
there. Like, it makes it so sad when she thinks that he died.
Right. Yeah.
All right, final rating.
All right, Alex. You know what? No,
no,
we'll say
we'll
that.
leave
Sam, go ahead.
Okay,
I saw both
like
of your reviews,
the
so.
thing is, it's not even that. Like, I love a good, like, I will never outwardly admit this, but I'm going to admit it now. I love a good like rom-com. I love a good stupid.
Rom-coms are great,
Yeah,
sure.
like I love a good. I mean, not most of like, you know, Hallmark type movies, but like I love a good Christmas like love story, even if it's a little whimsy, a little silly, you know, kind of like whatever. I can enjoy them a lot. I just didn't feel that for this one at all. I don't know.
Okay.
I think it was mostly because of the kind of like fish out of water trope. And I didn't really find it funny. Like even with the Cobbs, I didn't really like the Cobbs. I just found that and like also just the fact that he's shirtless for half of the movie and that they just
I
keep
love the cop.
I love the Cobbs, too.
I didn't really
I like when they're at the diner and she's like, we're here with friends, family, and he's like, criminals, and he comes out and he's just standing there with his sunglasses.
That's a good thing.
funnier you saying it.
And
than actually in the
they're
movie.
That's a
outside,
good
and she's
bit.
like, just don't talk to the police. Oh, like that one? And then it pans in.
Right.
That's so good.
That's a
I
good
love
bit. That
it.
is a good
I
bit.
love that.
That was a good bit.
Yeah.
All right. What's
I
your
mean,
rating?
I don't know. Yeah, it just didn't really hit for me.
What's your rating?
I gave it a 2 out of 10.
Damn, okay.
Yeah.
The
I would
small-
maybe bring it up to like a 2.5 at most.
Okay.
But like it's not really like I feel like those types of movies are really hit or miss with me. Like I either like really like kind of like guilty pleasure like love them for how
Yeah.
stupid and silly they are, or I just don't. I can't do
Okay.
it. And
It's
this one is
Mon.
one I can't do.
There is zero chemistry between the two leads.
That's also true.
The guy is not a Hot Frosty, in my opinion. The actress, she's fine. Again, like Alex said, she's a Facebook mom. There's no chemistry. I didn't find it funny. Craig Robinson is fine. He's okay. He's present in the movie and he says lines in the movie. I also gave it a 2. If I was really feeling the Christmas spirit, maybe I would give it like a 2.5, but I am not today, so I'm gonna give it a 2.
I gave it a 6. I like this movie. I didn't love it. There's better rom-coms out there. There's better.
You give The Apartment what?
6.5. I really liked. Sorry, guys.
It's okay.
No, it's okay.
I like this movie. It was fun. I'd watch it again. It was like a good. I was expecting it to be worse than it is, but I liked it. I came out being like, okay.
I was
liked
also
it.
expecting it to be worse.
I'm actually so scared to hear
I'm
Alex's
very
rating.
curious.
I'm so
Yay,
scared. I'm
Alex!
terrified.
I didn't like the movie.
Okay.
I feel like
To
he's
be
gonna give it like a
clear.
4.
He's gonna give
Okay,
it
hold
a
on, hold on. Avery, predictions.
3 or 4.
Okay.
I
Sam?
think a 4. Or
A
maybe
4.
I feel like he's gonna
All
give
right,
it a 4.
Alex.
Mine 3.5.
Did you give it like a 5?
If it's higher than a 4,
Alex?
I'm leaving.
I gave this movie a 5 out of 10.
Oh my god! And I feel like most of the time,
Most of the time you rate most of my movies like a 2 or a 3. You gave this a 5?
most of the time,
Listen, man. Listen.
most of the time, Alex is so much harsher than us too. Like I feel like we tend to be a bit nicer, but Alex,
I'm only recommending rom-coms from here on out. This made my day. Oh my god, please expand.
No, hold on. I'm sorry.
Is this the highest rating you've given one of my movies? Besides Toy Story?
Maybe.
What did you give Coach Carter?
I gave Coach Carter a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
No, you're gonna justify this rating because
It's closer to a 4 than
No, we're taking a 5.
Explain.
We're taking a
Closer
5.
negative.
Alex, explain.
When I think of the things I really don't like about the movie, I don't like it more so because it's a missed opportunity rather than because I dislike it. I don't dislike the experience watching this movie. I think it's fun. It has some fun moments, okay? My biggest issues are that it just doesn't do enough to make it a positive rating.
Okay.
And it also isn't a negative rating. So I think a 5 is fair.
I am so happy with that. You just made my day. Thank you, Alex. You're my new. Alright, we got new
Avery hates us
connections
now.
because this is we're running kind of.
I'm
Over
like
time.
appalled. I'm so like it's devastating.
Speechless.
I'm happy. This is the best day ever.
Do we
I don't
want to
think-
connect? Do you want to?
I mean, it's a Christmas. They're both Christmas
Yeah.
related.
They both have characters who need to learn what love means.
That's true.
That's exactly it.
That's
Yeah.
very
Yeah,
true.
learning what it means to love someone.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Because Jack, he's born thinking like, he already loves her because like it's like destined.
kind of
to
like
be the
Baxter,
case.
yeah.
Yeah, sure. And he has to learn like, like he loves her because like she was the one that like gave him life or whatever, but like he has to learn like, well, this is what it actually means to love someone. And that's what he learns throughout the movie.
That's actually good.
Yeah. I
I
think
agree.
It's just like Baxter.
I think that's the main connection. And yeah, they're Christmas movies, obviously. There's maybe more like specific connections. I don't know.
Yeah, we're running
not sure.
long on time, so let's
He's,
just
like,
wrap it up
devastated. He doesn't even
now.
want-
I'm like blindsided. I just like, I don't know what to say. I guess we'll end it there.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Merry Christmas, happy holidays,
Merry Christmas,
everyone.
Happy
That's
New
the
Year.
shortest connections we've ever done
Yeah.
ever.
we talked. Well done.
Okay.
So,
Merry Christmas,
hope
Happy
you're all
New Year.
celebrating.
No, not Happy New Year yet. We have one more episode. So Merry Christmas. I hope you all
Happy
have a
I
great.
hope
holidays.
Santa gives you everything you're asking for.
Yes.
What are you guys asking for
Yeah.
Christmas?
Put it
Ooh.
down in
Yeah,
the
leave it down in the
comments.
comments.
Avery's asking for a Hot Frosty for Christmas.
oh yeah, I'm asking. Yeah.
Alex, what are you asking?
I am.
for?
Rush.
What does that mean?
I'm asking for a rush in my stocking.
They just show up at your front door. They're like,
God,
hey.
that'd be great.
How many
Oh,
members of the
yeah.
band are still alive? All of them?
No, 2 of them.
Alright. You want both members of the Rush in your house on Christmas Day.
You know,
That would
they're
be-
in Toronto.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You know, maybe they'll come visit.
Is that your Christmas wish?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sam, what's yours?
My Chemical Romance.
Happiness.
Wow!
Happiness.
Yay!
Love
Wow.
and happiness
So-
and fun times. And
Christmas cheer.
Christmas cheer.
So true.
That's great. New voice unlocked. I like that.
New voice. I love that. Can you keep that
No,
voice?
sometimes I do this voice.
character.
This is Jessica.
That's scarily good. What
That
the fuck? What's going on?
Is that a reference?
No,
Oh.
can you keep
She
that
works at like a
voice?
Bed Bath and Beyond or something.
Yeah.
Hi guys.
This is
God.
awful.
I like this
Oh,
character.
this is great.
I'll just
Jessica
will randomly show up.
I'll follow.
She's like the woman in that one meme where she's like, she loves salon articles, but her boyfriend's the most racist man alive. You know that?
What?
You know?
No.
If you know, you know.
Alright.
Okay.
I'll follow Alex's thing, and I'll say I want the 2 living Beatles in my room for Christmas. I was like-
Okay.
Okay, man.
Alright. Like imagine it's like
They just
you go up, you know, it's Christmas morning, you're like, oh my god, Christmas morning. You go to your living room, they're just standing there like frozen in place.
It's like Ringo Starr.
Yeah, with a big bow, and you have to like touch them, and then they come to life. They're like, "Oh, hi!"
Gotta put a scarf around them.
Yeah, I gotta put a scarf.
And then they perform Maxwell's Silver Hammer.
Yo, I know that.
Yeah, you know that song.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bang, bang.
Merry Christmas. Thank you
Happy
so much
holidays.
for listening. I
Happy
hope you guys have a
holidays.
great time.
Yay.
I hope all the students, you know, your exams went well and
good
stuff like
luck.
that.
Or
Or-
RIP, honestly.
I don't know, man. I hope everything's
Let's
fine.
hope you make it to Christmas.
So true.
That's depressing. Sorry.
Stay alive and stay fresh.